And they're still alive going into the quarterfinal day here at the Mountain West Conference Tournament in Las Vegas, Nevada. What's up, y'all? Happy Thursday. And I think it's a happy Thursday for most of you. Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah, and what day is today? Thursday. Is it Josh back there?
J-Pole.
J-Pole! It's the opening drive at 95 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah, and J-Pole. Glad you're here. What's up, y'all?
What'd it do?
I do quite a bit. You all right?
We good.
How you living?
Hanging in there.
All right. Lobos are alive. Went to the Lobo post-game event afterwards. Lobo fan rejoicing outside the T-Mobile Arena over by Park MGM. Big party going on. Everybody was happy. They looked good. They had a 21-0 run. They beat the tar out of San Jose State. They covered the spread for all of those who put money down on the Lobos. Everybody was JJ. What'd you think?
It's what I expected to happen yesterday. Now, after the first two shots from Richard Washington, I bet there was a whole lot of people going, oh no, not again. How could this happen to the Lobos again? And they just happened to go on a 21-0 run. We're in total control, and it was as long as you gave enough effort on the defensive end, that is not a good basketball team, and the Lobos handled their business yesterday.
They did. I was on at halftime with the afternoon show, Michael Trujillo here on the Sports Bar. And that was my thought. I said, I don't want to anticipate. I don't want to think this thing is over. But the Lobos are just better than they are. And barring some sort of a catastrophe, they should win this game. So then the half started, and they went boom, boom, boom. Knight and Inigwe and Moore scored the first, 6 points. Cut this thing down to 45-36, and you're starting to think, oh, really? And then Vance Jackson happened. Vance Jackson was terrific. I thought Malawach was very good. Corey Manigault was good. Lobos were good enough yesterday. They're going to have to be better today. We'll get into it and what happens today. They play Utah State today. Quarterfinals against Utah State here at the Thomas & Mack Center against a team who is on the NCAA bubble, who has everything to play for. A team who you beat days ago in Dreamstyle Arena. It should be interesting tonight. Guest list today, Jerry Palm, 8:30 today, CBSSports.com. He is the bracketology expert for CBS Sports. He'll join us. 9 o'clock this morning, Eddie Nunez will be with us. He's the athletic director at the University of New Mexico. Catch up with him on everything that's going on at UNM. All right, so overall, I thought Vance was really, really good, JJ. I don't know what it is about this time of year. I don't know what it is about this place, but he was really, really good yesterday.
And that is why they call him Vegas Vance.
Do they?
They do call him that.
Who's they? Outside of Jeff Grammer, who's they?
The Twitter sphere.
Okay. All right.
It caught on. It works.
All right. I saw him in the press conference, and he asked Jean Prelo, the head coach at San Jose State, and he says, in Albuquerque they call him Vegas Vance, and Prelo kind of, okay.
I can't believe he did that in a question, though.
He absolutely did.
Okay. Yeah. But Vegas Vance showed up, and he was very good for the Lobos. It was a game I wasn't concerned about. Sure, San Jose State's going to hit some shots, but even this Lobo group is going to overwhelm them. And they ran them out of the building without Vance Jackson and Jaquan Lau the second time they played. Now they have those guys, and I thought both of them have been in a better place this past 2 weeks, even going back to the Air Force game where it was a bad finish for New Mexico, but you saw a better combination between those guys. You saw it yesterday. You see the guard lineup really working. To your point, Malawach is really fit in nicely back to the ultimate glue player, just doing a little bit of everything in his role. And I think the Lobos are in a good place. And to your point, they do have to be better overall against a Utah State team that is going to have revenge on their mind. And they're going to be frustrated about how they played and how they let that game slip away in the second half. For New Mexico, it's about confidence and the edge that they can bring defensively. They're going to have to be able to hit some jump shots early like they did to kind of keep themselves in it, give themselves that momentum, but to edge defensively and execution on the offense.
20 turnovers last night or yesterday afternoon, which is too many. And I talked to Paul Ware about that. You'll hear some of the sound throughout the show. You'll hear from Vance Jackson, Malawach, and Paul Ware. Conversations I had with them after the game here in Las Vegas, Nevada. The show comes to you dual city this morning. I'm at the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas. That's where the quarterfinals will be today. JJ and J. Paul and Mike are back at Radio Ranch in downtown Albuquerque. I thought the run, the 21-0 run was spectacular. And I asked John Prelu after the game, the San Jose coach, San Jose State, was it more what they did? Obviously a combination of both. But was it more what New Mexico did, more on San Jose State? He said, they made shots. It was 15-0 over 410. It was 21-0 over a 6-minute and 46-second run. They were 8-4 is what San Jose State jumped out to a lead. Richard Washington hit those 2 threes, and I'm with you. I said, oh, really? Like, this is going to happen. This is where we're going with this. And then they went nuts. And it was. I thought Malawach was key. And especially in the first half, I thought Malawach was key. Both offensively and defensively. He hit a 3. He drove. Jaquan got to the bucket, and then Malawach had a 3-point play. And they were off and running, and I think they established themselves early.
Yeah, and going back to the turnovers for New Mexico, that's going to be a big issue for them if they're not able to control the basketball. There was definitely some awkward moments. It felt off, especially early in that contest. It was slow. Neither team was really getting going. I think the Lobos played fine defensively, but San Jose State was just also bad on offense, and they threw the basketball away quite a bit when it wasn't defensive pressure. It was a guy expecting a player to be there. He cuts it and he throws it to the bench. But that's what happens when you're playing San Jose State, which is not a good basketball team. But for everything else, I just like the way the team has come together the last week or so. They just look better on the basketball court, even with the turnovers. There just seems like a togetherness, and that's the word I keep going back to because that's what I saw on Saturday. That this group is they're as together as they can be at this point in time with everything that's gone on.
Yeah, I don't know how much they like each other. I don't know how they are, to your point. But I think when we've hit here, there's a common goal. And Paul, you'll hear Paul talk about something. I thought it was interesting. He said, it may look like from the outside that we're fractured or there's issues going on. He said, but it's really not the case. Look, whatever it is, you've got hours to days left in your season, correct? Yeah. I mean, it could be a matter of hours. It could be a couple of days. It could whatever it is. And I think they like playing ball. And I think it comes down to what we talked to Hunter about. Well, when was Hunter with us? On Monday? This is who we are. This is what we got left. Let's go out and have fun and play basketball. And they look like they had fun yesterday. They look like they were having fun, and they went out and won. Even Keith McGee, who took off from half court, tried to make a dunk from half court. Was it half court? The missed dunk? It wasn't half court. I'm kidding. But winning's fun, and I think they realized that yesterday. So I think there's a lot to it. All right, 505-246-0610. 888-922-0610. Your emails come in, jeff@610knml.com. JJ at 610knml.com on the Twitter. _JJ Buck on the Facebook, the OD in the AM. You can watch the show live. We're on ProView Networks on ProViewNetworks.com. You can watch us on our Facebook page, the OD in the AM, and statewide on Comcast Channel 26. 8:30 this morning, Jerry Palm will be with us from CBSSports.com, and then Eddie Nunez at 9 o'clock. We'll catch up with him. Also here, Wyoming advanced. A little surprise there, huh, JJ?
Very surprising.
Yep.
Colorado State might have been looking ahead just a little bit.
Wyoming looked good. What about Air Force? Surprise you over Fresno State? Because that did not surprise me.
A little bit, but you're talking an 8-9 matchup, so.
Always the tough 8-9 matchup. Yeah, that one didn't surprise me. All right, we'll get into what's going on around college basketball world. We'll get into the NFL. Everything that there is, we're here for you today. I'm in Las Vegas. JJ is back at Radio Ranch in beautiful downtown Albuquerque. I want to say thank you to the 5 great conference tournament sponsors who made sure that we are here for you this week at the conference tournament in Las Vegas. 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK. Call attorney Clay Miller at 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK. American Home Furniture and Mattress, they guarantee you'll pay less. Hooters is your college hoops headquarters. Airport parking, park for less than half the price of Sunport parking. And Rudy Chavez, attorney at law. Remember, Saul calls Rudy. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah, and Jay Pohl on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Good morning, sports animals. Time is 7:10. Let's take another look at the roads. We have a crash at Gibson in Louisiana causing some slight backup. And then we have a disabled vehicle blocking traffic on eastbound Paseo near Jefferson. A little bit of a delay there if you're still on that commute to work. And if you do see any other accidents, give us a call at the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture Outlet and Clearance Center at I-25 in Comanche. From the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center, I'm Mike Turman with your sports animal traffic.
Hoops fans, Titus and Tate are back.
In church? And then
of all places.
My poor mother had to yell back at this lady, what happened in Raleigh?
Mark Titus and Tate Frazier are two basketball diehards talking NBA, NCAA, and all things sports.
They don't know anyone.
Yes.
They don't know anything.
Yeah.
What is wrong with these guys? And to that we would say,
Listen and subscribe to Titus and Tate, free, wherever you get your podcasts, from the Westwood One Podcast Network, where the conversation starts.
Some secrets are just too good to keep to yourself, like this one. Did you guys know that at Taco Bell, there's a way to get bacon, eggs, cheese, and an entire hash brown wrapped inside a grilled tortilla? Seriously, it's like it was a secret or something. Try the Breakfast Crunch Wrap, only at Taco Bell.
America is a great big country.
Filled with all kinds of different people.
Young,
Old.
city people,
Country folk.
and everything in between.
And every one of us matters.
So we all should count, right?
That's why the 2020 census.
Wants to make sure we're all counted.
Why is it so important?
Because the census helps inform how hundreds of billions of dollars will be spent each year for things like
New roads, health clinics.
Even more school programs.
It also decides your state's congressional representation.
It's just too important to miss.
So be counted and make sure.
Your neighborhood counts. Your family counts.
Take the 2020 census.
Take the 2020 census.
Come on, take the 2020 census
and make sure you count.
Shape your future. Start here. Learn more at 2020census.gov. Paid for by U.S. Census Bureau.
Who's watching your home when you're not there? Scott Stigler here. You can, right on your own smartphone from anywhere with a LiftMaster garage door opener from Windsor Door Sales. Windsor Door Sales and LiftMaster can upgrade your current garage door opener to MyQ Smart Technology or install a new LiftMaster. So whether you need an upgrade or garage door repair, call Windsor Door Sales today at 345-6604.
Fast, friendly, and efficient. Windsor Door Sales.
Turn the lights out on your electric bill by going solar. Start investing in your own power generating station and power your lifestyle with a solar system by Poolin Solar Pro. Plus, Uncle Sam's giving you a huge tax break. When does that ever happen? With Poolin Solar Pro, go solar with zero out-of-pocket, zero sales tax, and zero property tax. Pay less than you're paying right now for your electric bill. Discover the new way to purchase solar. Call 880-2500 or go to poolinsolarpro.com to get your free quote. Proud supporters of the Lady Lobos.
Okay, Grandpa and Stella, let's go over our list. We've got to make sure we're ready to open our downtown Monroe's at 4th and Mountain. Are we serving the same great Monroe's food?
Same menu, same recipes, same cooks, new kitchen.
Check. Ready to give the same great service to our customers?
Same waitstaff, new dining rooms.
Check. Same great Monroe's atmosphere?
Of course. Same friends and family and air conditioning.
Check. We're ready. Open the doors. Monroe's, now open at 4th and Mountain. Come see us.
What's in store this week at your local Staples?
A smart investment for your business.
Right now at Staples, you can earn 25% back in rewards when you buy $75 of ink or $200 of toner.
So you stock up on ink and earn big rewards that can come in handy for your business.
But hurry, this 25% back in rewards offer is good this week only.
Staples, where there's a whole lot more in store.
Ends 3/7/20. Exclusions apply. See store or staples.com/25 in rewards for details.
When the wait for nacho fries is too much, two friends take matters into their own hands.
Taco Bell won't keep nacho fries on the menu?
We will. But will all the Mexican spices go to their heads? Because once you get a taste,
nacho fries are back!
It's over!
You'll always want more.
Oh, we're just getting started.
Taste the fries and warm nacho cheese sauce that inspired it all, and get your nacho fries today. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only.
Excuse me, Captain. This is your wake-up call from the new TracFone Wireless.
What's that now?
What if you had to fly this plane while sitting back in the cabin?
I wouldn't have any control.
Well, that's what it's like going with some wireless companies, but TracFone Wireless gives you control. Get unlimited talk and text on America's best 4G LTE network starting at $20 a month, no contract, plus unlimited carryover data with active service.
That's cool, but how'd you get in my cockpit?
This is your wake-up call, people. The new TracFone Wireless. Now you're in control. Available at major retailers. See terms and conditions at TracFone.com.
The Dan Patrick Show. Later today at 1, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
79-66. Lobos were winners here at the Thomas and Mack Center yesterday afternoon. First round, the Mountain West Conference Tournament. They move on. Next up, the 2 seed, a team that's sitting on the NCAA tournament bubble. A team who was in the pit just last Saturday, Utah State. Team the Lobos beat in the pit just last Saturday. That's what's up next. Survive and advance. On, Paul Weir said, win by 1, win by 14, it doesn't matter. It matters to some, especially here in Las Vegas. Opening drive, Jeff Siembieda, J.J. Buck. Micah and Jay Poll, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. So it was 3 guys yesterday, JJ. It was Malawach, Jackson, and Manigault doing the majority of the scoring. Is that enough to get you through today?
No, it's not. It's going to be a completely different game, completely different expectations. For the Lobos, you can get away with 21 turnovers against San Jose State. That's not going to fly against Utah State. They turned the ball over 21 times. They're losing by double digits today. And you could kind of see it, even though Manigault fouled out, it wasn't necessarily the same in cautiousness he had in some of the other games. Zane Martin putting up a goose egg is not going to get you through it with 6 assists and 4 turnovers. So it's going to be a different style of game. Lobos are going to have to play differently themselves. Because what you can do to get by San Jose State's not going to work today.
Most deceiving stat. This is where stats can lie. Vontae Hendricks had 7 rebounds. He was second on the team in rebounds yesterday. What a game for no. In fact, when I looked up at one point, he had 6 rebounds, and I'm like, well, where did they even come from? He missed a bunch of his own shots at the rim and got rebounds in his 11 minutes. He was fine. I don't think that's the big stat. Kurt Venkscheider played 26 minutes. Paul Weir really likes the minutes. But you're going with that lineup of Martin and Jackson and Lyle and Malawach and Manigault. I thought McQuatch, even with his 6 turnovers, JJ, 22 points to go with his 7 rebounds. I thought McQuatch was probably the unspoken hero yesterday. Vance is going to get all the credit, and I thought Vance was special. But I thought McQuatch played really well.
He finished so well around the rim. And he hit some tough layups. What he did, grabbing 7 rebounds, but he was always around the basket. He wasn't settling. He's attacking. That's what he does when he's playing his best basketball overall. And he was a factor last night in a game that we've seen San Jose State give the Lobos some trouble inside. And last night the Lobos were able to out-rebound them and do very well with Malawach and Manigault, the minutes in the paint.
It's going to be interesting to see what you get inside today. Neemias Queta is on the other side, an NBA quality big man. He had 8 turnovers last week, but as you mentioned a lot, he was, 8 for 12 from the field was Queta in the pit last week. I heard people tell me he's overrated. You and I had this conversation earlier this week. He's not overrated. Is he a little underdeveloped offensively? Yeah, I think that might be true. Defensively, what he does, I think, is sensational. And you've got your hands full tonight, and you're not going to sneak up on anybody. You beat them 5 days ago. You've got their attention. This is a game where you can win, but did you wake up a sleeping giant the other day? And we're going to find that out, aren't we?
Absolutely. And when you look at what this team has done, the difference of how they're going to play today, what are you looking at specifically just from the Lobos 24 hours later going into this game? Like some of the keys that, all right, the Lobos have to do this.
Well, A, they have to not turn the ball over 20 times. B, they must rebound. And see. It's simple, and this is one of those things. Whenever I talk about games, I think it sounds so oversimplified. They've got to make shots. They shot 50% yesterday. They shot 40% from 3-point land. 47.5% for the. I'm sorry. 40% from the field for the game, and 47%, and they shot 30% from 3-point land. They've got to make shots, JJ. To me, this isn't a game where you're going to be able to grind it out. They're gonna have to hit from 3-point land if they get a chance.
Yeah, and it's against that defense and having Keita inside, it's jump shots. And it was the difference in the first half Saturday night against Utah State. They were 6 of 11 from 3. Because it's going to be tough to score at the rim. You still need to have that aggressive mindset. I think what helped the Lobos on Saturday night. Supplement that with being able to hit jumpers. And that's always the challenge as a basketball team. Do you start settling even when you miss some shots and then the game gets away from you? Are you able to keep attacking against Keita, who is a defensive presence? And when anytime he's brought up in conversation, and if someone wants to say he's overrated, it's because for some reason in the back of your mind you're still thinking, oh, I heard this guy was supposed to be a lottery pick or something, and maybe you don't judge him like that. But if you're talking about a college center, he is fantastic defensively and rebounding, and that's going to be the key. Can you sustain the aggressiveness, supplement that with some early jump shots to get your confidence to stay in that game? And, of course, in the turnovers. Was yesterday just kind of a symptom of they got comfortable once they went on that run, and they weren't as crisp with the basketball they should have been against a team that they were overwhelming in San Jose State, or something more. So that's obviously an area to watch out for.
So I'm not overly concerned about the turnovers from yesterday. They had 9 at halftime, and then they had 6 in that first 4-minute segment yesterday. And that was really – well, they came out of halftime sloppy, and San Jose State cut the lead down to 9. And I don't know. I wasn't concerned. I don't know if you were. But that was a chunk of it. I'm not overly concerned about the sloppy play and whatever yesterday. Somebody else has to find a way to score. This can't just be Jackson. I expect Vance Jackson to score today. I expect him to play well. I think he's playing really, really well. He plays well here this time of year. Who else is it going to be? And I'm looking at Jaquan Lyle. And I'm saying, you know what? It's probably time he gets out of his own head and gets out of this funk that he's been in since that party and finds a way to score 18, 22 points. Because I think somebody else has to score. It can't be all Vance today, or it won't be enough.
Yeah, I do agree with you in that. And for Lyle, the last 2 games, what we're looking at now, we're looking at just 3 of 13 from 3.
Yep.
And so he was able to get by that, like the last Utah State game, 10 assists, just 3 turnovers. So I think that's going to be...
And he played, 40 minutes?
And he played all 40 minutes in that last Utah State game. But the thing, Zane Martin had 10, Lyle had 8, Malawach had 10, Jackson had 17, Corey Manigault had 16. You're going to have 3 to 4 guys approaching double figures in this game tonight.
Yep, I think Zane Martin's got to score a little bit. I think it would be really, really beneficial if Corey Manigault stayed out of foul trouble. And I asked in some of the sound that we're going to play for you, I asked Zane specifically. I asked Vance Jackson specifically about coming up tomorrow, JJ, about potentially having to play against Keita, right? And if Corey gets in foul trouble or needs a break, how does that affect him offensively? Because right now, it's him. I don't know. Do you expect Malawach to go for 22 tonight? Because I probably don't. I'm thinking more 12. So where are the points coming from? Last night, Zane Martin had 0 points, yesterday, 0 for 5 shooting. Jaquan was 2 of 7 shooting. He had 7 points. If you take the 3 guys, 26 from Jackson, 22 from Malawach is 48, and 18 from Manigault, that's 66 of their 79 points. You've got to find some other place. You're just not going to win if other guys don't find ways to score today. You think I'm wrong?
No, I'm with you.
And where's it coming from? And whether it's somebody's got to get hot. This is where I kind of cast an eye over to Jaquan Lyle and say, all right, like I get it. It's been a rough year. I think they're going to need him tonight. I really do. 505-246-0610. That's how you get into us today. 888-922-0610. Your emails will come in Jeff at 610knml.com or JJ at 610knml.com. You can watch the show, ProViewNetworks.com, on our Facebook page, The OD in the AM. Hey, this happens way too much around our town. Business owners go home, and they get a call in the middle of the night, or they show up in the morning and they're vandalized. They're victimized by a break-in. Sometimes it takes a long time to recover. Do not let that happen to you. International Protective Service, IPS, is a security company who provides highly trained armed guards to watch your business when you can't be there. If you don't want a full-time guard, they'll patrol your business. Keep the bad guys away. If your alarm goes off, IPS will respond with an armed officer within 5 to 7 minutes. Look, the police may take hours to show up. They'll take a report. It's just way too long and not enough. Bad guys could care less about the business that you've built. They just want to steal something. Put IPS to work so your business is not an easy target. Their job is to stop the break-ins before they happen. IPS also protects homes while you're at work, while you're out to dinner, while you're on vacation. You need peace of mind. IPS can deliver. IPS phone number 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420, or go to ipsglobal.com.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Lava Rock Brewing Company, conveniently located on Albuquerque's west side, just south of I-40. You can come on in, enjoy our pizza, pasta, burgers, and more by Matucci's. It's all at Lava Rock. Lava Rock Brewing Company. Come on in.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili, breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
The Lascombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981. Formerly known as St. Clair Winery, we're going back to our roots and honoring our founders, Danielle and Hervé Lascombe. Today, our D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro locations continue to deliver the exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect from the Lascombe family. Visit us and enjoy a culmination of our 6th-generation winemaking legacy and unique, perfectly paired foods. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
First round win over San Jose State here in the Mountain West Conference Tournament at Las Vegas. Jeff Siembieda at the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas. There's about 8 people maybe in the building right now, JJ.
Oh, that's quite a bit this morning. Getting it ready for today.
What's that?
Just getting it ready for today, cleaning up the mess after all y'all left last night?
Yeah, cleaning it up, getting it ready. They had the championship on the women's side last night here. They had 4 games. I don't know. I should know. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I sat around and watched that. I'll find out. Can you find out for me? I could walk over there and read the. It was a 1 and 2 seed. You want me? I'm going to guess Boise State. You like Boise, right? Are you looking it up?
Boise State completes historic Mountain West tournament for Pete.
What was the score? For Pete, by the way? That's 4 in a row for
80-76 in overtime. Ooh, that was an exciting game.
What a thriller. All right. So there is a little bit of a swell, a sentimental swell around here, hoping for what could be on Friday night. And I've talked to you about this, and I was talking to some people here yesterday. If things go the right way, now it can go completely sideways, and I don't think it goes completely sideways. I think UNLV and San Diego State probably play tomorrow night in the first semifinal. But you could have a crowd in here, the local crowd for UNLV, which is starting to gain momentum again with what TJ Otzelberger's doing and the way the Rebels played, and they're going to be most likely without Mitru Long. And then if you get New Mexico and Nevada in the back end, I think Nevada's crowd is pretty good. They travel. There's a lot of Reno alumni here in Las Vegas. And then throw in the Lobos versus Noodles and Alfred piece to it, and what the Lobo crowd is. And by the way, the Lobo crowd
sounded good,
dominant. Now we're talking about they probably brought more people than San Jose State has for home games. Like honestly, they probably had more people here yesterday than San Jose State enjoys for their home games, and that's just reality. I'm not trying to rip on San Jose State. Yeah. And there's more of them coming in. I know a lot of people flew in on the flights yesterday. People booked their flights for Wednesday, never considering that the Lobos were going to be in the play-in game anyway. And so it's going to be a bigger contingency tonight. Lobo fans travel to this event. But if you can get that on Friday night, this place, JJ, is going to be humming. And it'll be a fun. And you were here the first year we came, right? Was that San Diego State and Vegas on Friday night, or was it San Diego State, New Mexico?
One of them was UNLV and one of them was San Diego State.
Yeah.
So it's the place is popping, and the one thing, no matter how frustrated fans get and what you hear, the following is there, and people are clamoring for something big from this team, and it's always evident when you show up in Las Vegas and you get that Pit West atmosphere. And even in a year like this where they're down, there's so much frustration when you hear people saying, I'm not coming back because Paul Weir is there. You show up in Vegas and you still see how many people support this team through thick and thin.
All right, so I went to there was a I don't know if it was that little. Katie Williams put together from the Alumni Association. You met Katie. They had a nice gathering outside this brew house across from the Park MGM outside of the T-Mobile Arena after the victory yesterday. And Paul Weir came by and he spoke to the crowd. It was a lot of alumni and just a lot of woof woof woof. And it was actually really really cool. And so I went by that and had a beer after I got the post game sound, and super optimistic. And look, I think everybody realized you beat a bad San Jose State team. But to your point on that, like everybody was just flying high, and President Stokes was there, and Eddie Nunez was there, and the administration and alumni, and everybody was on this roll of, wow, winning is really, really fun. I got that from the players, and I got that from Vance Jackson more than anybody. This is kind of fun. Like, he's just out there balling. I think he knows this is his last few, however many he's going to play wearing this uniform. And it's just time to go have fun. And I don't know if they're listening to Coach, if they're not listening to Coach, like wherever they are. But I think did you get that sense watching it?
Yeah, and it's a sense that I've gotten really over the last week watching this Lobo basketball team. And it's interesting that you brought up when Paul were talking about outwardly it might look worse than it actually is, being inside that locker room. And everyone has heard about what's gone on and questions about why now, discipline this, discipline that. But it's an opportunity to play basketball. And all these guys, I think what they take from Saturday night means more than what happened yesterday. So they got by, they controlled San Jose State, and now what can you do against a Utah State team that they were focused because they realized that their NCAA tournament life is on the line. Like, if they lose this game again, Utah State's not getting into the NCAA tournament.
No, they got a lot to play for.
I think they fall out. If Utah State loses tonight, that's not a team that's last four in. That's like next four out. Now
next
for
four
Utah
out.
State.
Yeah, I don't even think first.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. 2 losses to what's New Mexico's net? Like 150, 160 something.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are 2 bad losses. Like this is not insulting. I'm not bagging on you, Lobo fan. Facts is facts. That's a quad 3 loss. That is a quad 3 loss. That is considered by the committee a bad loss. New Mexico would be dragging Utah State down.
Yes.
I mean, I know people are going to be insulted by that. I'm not looking to insult you. Them is the true facts. So, what'd you see the spread at? 10 tonight? I think I saw it open at 10 last night. It's a lot of points, and you're really, really tempted to take the Lobos in 10, aren't you?
Yeah.
Do you think they win tonight? Because I can't see it.
So got UNLV 2-point favorite over Boise.
I like UNLV
Utah
tonight.
State. So I'm looking at Vegas Insider,
Yeah.
and they have Utah State 11-point favorite right now.
They got what?
Utah State as an 11-point favorite.
11. I mean, would you take the Lobos at 11? What's the number that you would start to think?
I'm right there on that number. This is one where I like New Mexico to cover that 11, but right now, as we sit, I'm leaning on Utah State as the winner.
Yeah, I think that's right. All right, 505-246-0610. Harry, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. How you doing, Harry?
Hey, doing great, man. Hope you're having a good time out there.
Oh, we do.
It was really great watching the game yesterday. I was kind of curious. You were just talking about Vance Jackson. What's the deal with him being a junior, and everybody's kind of saying, like, this is it for him? What, is he going to go pro, or
so
he
tested the NBA waters last year, right?
Right, last year, correct.
And came back. Everything I hear, he's not coming back. It's just whatever's going on.
Or what?
What's that? JJ, don't you think he's going to go make money somewhere? He transferred already. He doesn't have another redshirt year to burn. So unless, and I don't believe he would qualify. JJ, do you know better? Is he a graduate? Like, does
if he graduates, then he would.
Yeah, if he graduates, Harry, early, then, and I guess it would be in 4 years, he could be a graduate transfer and play immediately next year, kind of like Elijah Brown did, like Anthony Mathis did. I don't know if that he's in that situation. Everything I hear coming out of there is this is it. He's not coming back. He's not all that happy. This is it for him.
Well, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Too bad. It seems like just to see him like always turn on at the tournament is kind of so sad. He's such a good player, big player, and stuff. Seems like he'd want to play one more year, try to get in the NBA.
Yeah.
Higher draft pick possibly. Hey, thank you very much for your time. And appreciate it.
All right, Harry. So, JJ, and he brings up a really good point. I told you weeks ago, months ago, whatever it was, and this isn't me going out on a limb. I just firmly believe he's their best player. Not Jaquan Lyle, and we watched him play. You're hearing what I'm hearing, right?
And it's more, he's a redshirt junior, and it's not you don't see redshirt seniors play themselves up in the draft. You just don't. So he comes back and he could be an all-conference type of player and possibly get a look, but he's not going to turn himself into a first-round pick or lottery pick as a redshirt senior, most likely. You're kind of set in stone, and people know what to expect from him, and maybe you play better overall in a season. But for Vance Jackson, it seems more like he's done. He's done 4 years of college, and he's ready to move on to the next step, whether it's pro basketball somewhere or what it may be. But that's a feeling that I get, and kind of what you're touching on. It's not necessarily that he's going to come back and play himself higher. It's just, all right, I've done my 4 years. I'm ready for what's next.
There's times I look at him, and I think he's a pro. His body, when he looks like he did yesterday, when he creates, when he rebounds, like my feel yesterday, and there was no doubt he was the best player on the floor last night, right? And then you watch other games, and it's his consistency. Now, I don't know that a guy that didn't even make honorable mention All Mountain West is going to be an NBA draft pick. In fact, I would bet against it. But he could go make money playing basketball somewhere in the world, don't you think?
Yeah. If you wanted to play somewhere in the world, if you want to play in a G League, like he's a pro basketball player.
I think so too.
It's just what breaks he going to get? Whose eye is he going to catch? And the journey will most likely begin after this season. So all
right. You can get in like Harry did on the Quan's Auto Care hotline, 505-246-0610 or 888-922-0610. Send us emails, jeff@610knml.com, jj@610knml.com. We'll go to New York coming up at 8:30. Jerry Palm is there from CBSSports.com. That's where he is, right? I believe he's going to be in New York. We'll catch up with him, get a little bracketology update. When we come back, you want to hear some sound from after the game from McQuatch Malwatch?
What were they saying?
From Vance Jackson?
Vegas fans.
I got to talk to – we're Vegas fans? I can give you that too. But I had a conversation with McQuatch and Vance and Paul Weir after the game. Give you a little taste of what that sounded like when we come back. On the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Good morning, sports animals. Time is 7:42. Let's take another look at the roads out there. We still got that crash at Gibson in Louisiana, causing a little bit of a delay there. And if you see any other accidents out there, give us a call at the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture Outlet and Clearance Center at I-25 in Comanche. From the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center, I'm Micah Turman with your sports animal traffic.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute. With the proliferation of legalized sports wagering, this was as inevitable as it is disturbing. U.S. attorneys yesterday charged a 23-year-old bettor named Benjamin Patz with threatening via Instagram to behead college and professional athletes and their families whose games were included in his parlay wagers. For instance, Patz allegedly threatened 4 Tampa Bay Rays and 1 Chicago White Sox player with the following chilling message: "I will enter your home while you sleep and sever your neck open," Patz wrote, adding, "Everyone you love will soon cease. I will cut up your family, dismember them alive." According to the Department of Justice, Patz also allegedly threatened members of the Braves, Padres, A's, Indians, Orioles, and Royals, as well as the Arizona Wildcats basketball team and the New England Patriots. This psychopath faces up to 5 years in prison. Seems a little light to me. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Family is big around here. We're family-owned, family-operated, family-managed. And that means legacy. That means dependability. That means using Grainger. With over 1.5 million products and knowledgeable product experts, Grainger has whatever we need. And with same-day pickup and next-day delivery options, they have it whenever we need it. For over 90 years, businesses like ours have trusted Grainger. Because, like family, Grainger's got our back. Call, click Grainger.com, or stop by to see for yourself. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
O'Reilly.
This is Derek's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
After the third time jump-starting my car, I finally realized my battery was dying. So I stopped by O'Reilly to have it checked. They tested it right there in the parking lot. It was bad, real bad. But they helped me find the right battery for my car and even installed it for free. Now my car starts like new.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The Sports Bar with Michael and Mike.
I think the favorite part of the sports bar is the insights, the knowledge they pass on. People who've been there, they tell you exactly what's going on.
Finding out what the current events are, what's going on with all sports. You know, we're football and basketball fans, but you guys cover all the sports, and we like that.
The personalities, they are fabulous. Thank you for being there. We can't do without you.
Weekdays at 3, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Make mealtime easy and delicious with Bob Evans side dishes like mashed potatoes and mac and cheese. They're made with real milk, butter, cheese, and potatoes and are ready in the microwave in 6 minutes. Try Bob Evans sides from your grocery store. It'll be love at first bite.
Worldwide, every 2 minutes, a child is diagnosed with cancer. In the U.S., 1 in 5 will not survive. This is unacceptable. Conquering Kids' Cancers will take a bold statement. Shave your head in solidarity with kids fighting cancer and help fund life-saving research with the St. Baldrick's Foundation. Join us at the Santa Ana Star Center, noon to 4 p.m. on the 15th of March. It will take all of us to put an end to kids' cancers. Visit stbaldricks.org to learn more.
The law office of Rudy Chavez has been helping people in need of a lawyer for more than 35 years. Car accident? Rudy is your go-to lawyer. Injury caused by someone else? Rudy can help. Divorce? Bankruptcy? Call Rudy. Need your criminal record erased? Rudy Chavez is there. Rudy is rated one of the top DWI lawyers in New Mexico and is nationally recognized. He's a lifetime member of Who's Who in American Law. Call 505-242-5500 so we can help you. That's 242-5500. Call today.
Message and data rates may apply up to 5 messages a month.
Hi, I'm Drew Green, CEO of Indochino. It surprises me how many men don't consider custom when they're looking for a suit. At Indochino, you can create a custom suit that fits your body, personality, and style perfectly. Here's how it works. You'll choose from over 100 different customizations to find what suits you best. You choose everything from the fabric and lining to the shape of the lapels and pockets to even creating your own monogram. Then it's made to your exact measurements, so it fits you like a glove. It's important to me that everyone can afford the incredible experience of wearing a custom suit, so I make sure our prices are exceptional. Here's a special offer to create a suit that fits everything about you.
Create a custom suit at Indochino from only $399. All customizations included. And right now, get $25 off your first suit when you text FABRIC to 64,000. That's $25 off your first suit when you text FABRIC to 64,000.
Indochino, made for you.
Come party with 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal, this Saturday and Sunday. Rich Ford's 59th anniversary celebration. Bigfoot's back crushing cars Saturday and Sunday. Free food, fun, prizes. This is a Rich Ford exclusive located on the corner of Lomas and Wyoming Northeast.
The Jim Rome Show is up next at 10. 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
Quarterfinal day here at the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas. Lobos will play Utah State, 7 o'clock over on News Radio KKOB, 6:30 pregame show. Robert Portnoy, the voice of the Lobos, and Hunter Green, the mind of the Lobos. Looking forward to that tonight here at the Thomas and Mack Center. Should be a good game. It starts this afternoon, right? Early games today. San Diego State goes in the first one in the 1-8 game, and we're off and running. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, Micah, and J-Pole, right? Is that right? J-Pole back there?
That is correct.
What do you know, J-Pole?
Hey,
you all right? You okay over there?
Yeah, I just I had some eggs. Muffin eggs.
Did you make them in a muffin pan?
Sure did.
Eggs. So you just kind of put the egg concoction and just whatever it is you want, like a little omelet in a muffin pan.
Yeah, just whip it up and then pour it in there and pop it in the oven.
Nice.
Cooking
warm
with
it up in the
Jason.
microwave? Oh, all right. Tell Mrs. J-Pole that's a great recipe.
Yeah, she made them.
Yeah, of course she did. Of course she did. All right. Let's hear a little bit of sound from after the game. So, JJ, Vance Jackson was the key. 26 points. I thought I thought he was special yesterday. I thought he took over the game he went on a run when they opened up the second half, and San Jose State got the jumper from Knight, and Igwe with the putback, and then Moore had a drive at +1. They cut a 45-29 deficit to 45-36. It was a 9-point game, and there was a little bit of I guess, concern. And Vance Jackson went on a run where he scored the first 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 points of the second half for New Mexico. Vance Jackson scored the first 14 points. The first bucket coming at 15:49 at the timeout, where he drove and got fouled. Then he hit 2 threes. He hit a fadeaway, and then he hit a leaner and got fouled. And all of a sudden, that 48-36 swell grew to 59-42, and I think everything went away. This is Vance Jackson after the game. I got a chance to catch up with him, have a conversation with him about the 26 points last night.
I feel like, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, I've been in the gym, and it's like coming together, and I'm glad it's coming together at the right time. You know what I'm saying? Our back is against the wall. I don't want to lose. Our team don't want to lose. So I feel like I'm just trying to do whatever it takes for us to just keep moving forward.
A lot of work, right? I don't know. JJ, you tell me. What do you think makes – Jeff Grammer likes to call him Vegas Vance. Okay, it's cute. What makes him so special this time of year?
I do think it's mindset, and it's always easy to say on the outside looking in with whatever sport we're talking about. We're breaking down an athlete, why isn't there consistency? Why isn't there buy-in day in and day out? But you get here, there's nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
You go to Las Vegas, and then you go home if you don't win. And you know that, and these guys have felt that. For Vance Jackson, he's someone that's rose to the occasion the last 2 years, and he understands that. Now, Paul Ware, I was looking at some of his other comments, too, and talking about just seeing him in practice and how he's won the three-point shooting drills that they've done over the last couple of days. So he's coming in with that aggressive mindset, feeling good, confident, in rhythm, shooting the basketball.
Paul said he made like 14, 15 in a row at practice the other day. That he's just in something. So this next clip you're going to hear, I asked him specifically about his confidence because he alluded to it. And I, in the question, you're not going to hear the question, but I asked him specifically. I said, it looks, just watching him, and I think you'll agree with this. Don't you think he looks more confident?
He does.
Okay. I asked him that. I said, look, sitting where we are, you look more confident. Are you more, and if so, why? And here's what he had to say to that.
Man, I'm just confident right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to just give everything I got and just leave it on the court. I know the fans have been wanting it, so I'm just trying to just do whatever it takes. Just stay in the course, and that's all I got to say, staying positive.
He's an interesting guy. I like him. I like his demeanor. I know Lobo fan expected so much when he got here. I remember last year when things got started and people were, what's wrong with Vance? And Paul Weir kept saying, just give him a chance. Hadn't played basketball in here. He sat out. And you see a guy, and Lobo fan tends to get here, and I'm not telling you that they shouldn't, JJ. You see a guy transfers from UConn. You see a guy transfers from Ohio State. A guy transfers from Kansas. It's got a different expectation than the guy who transferred from Bradley or Towson, correct?
Yes, it does.
Just because of the stars that were next to his name when he was recruited out of high school, and because of the program from where he came. And so there was so much placed on Vance, I thought, when he came in. And fairly or unfairly, he took some heat. I love his game. I told you I think he's the best player on this team. I think he's got the best demeanor on this team. And I think he's got the highest, even when Carlton Bragg was here, I think he's got the highest upside for complete game. And this is the time of year where you see it, and it feels like he realizes that and puts it on his shoulders and carries it. Well, this may have been Jaquan Lyle's team in December. I feel like it's Vance Jackson's team now.
Yeah, when you get to Las Vegas, it is Vance Jackson's team, and it's always going to be, the what if is why wait until now? Why does it take this moment? Well, it has the last 2 years, and right now you just hope that they can continue to build on that confidence and just give themselves a chance to compete in this game. So you're in the second half, final minutes against Utah State, you have a chance.
I'll tell you why. I think things changed so drastically. Let's go back to November, December. It was Jaquan Lyle and J.J. Caldwell who were ball dominant. Remember having this conversation? How does Vance Jackson fit? And I told you, and you said it at the time. Go back and pull the tape. Vance Jackson's going to have his games. There's going to be nights where Vance Jackson is the guy when it feels right for him. But he was trying to figure it out. You had 2 new guards to your system, 2 ball-dominant guards, right? And how is
1 minute
going to find his shot, his lane? And, yeah, it took a while, right? Remember that?
Yep.
And here we are in March, and I think he's the key to everything they do. I don't want to put heat on him. I don't want to put all the pressure on him because I think he was fantastic last night. Hell, he can go out and score 35 tonight. It might not be enough. Somebody else didn't play. Right? Don't you think Jaquan's got to play tonight? Jaquan's got to contribute.
He's got to be able to hit some outside shots tonight. He does.
I think tonight, I think they were able to get away with it the last couple.
30 seconds.
I think he's got to find some way to score tonight. All right, 505-246-0610. I'm in Las Vegas. Thank you to Rudy Chavez, attorney at law. Remember, Saul calls Rudy. Airport parking, park for less than half the price of Sunport parking. Hooters, your college hoop headquarters. American Home Furniture and Mattress. They guarantee you'll pay less than 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK. Call attorney Clay Miller at 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK. Jerry Palm from CBS Sports coming up at 8:30. Eddie Nunez at 9 o'clock on the opening drive at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Lava Rock Brewing Company, conveniently located on Albuquerque's west side, just south of I-40. You can come on in, enjoy our pizza, pasta, burgers, and more by Matucci's. It's all at Lava Rock. Lava Rock Brewing Company. Come on in.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili, breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
The Lascombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981. Formerly known as St. Clair Winery, we're going back to our roots and honoring our founders, Danielle and Hervé Lascombe. Today, our D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro locations continue to deliver the exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect from the Lascombe family. Visit us and enjoy a culmination of our 6th-generation winemaking legacy and unique, perfectly paired foods. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes.
That's the one. There's more bright lights here. That's how I knew the difference. JJ and Micah and J. Paul back at Radio Ranch in downtown Albuquerque. Lobos will play Utah State today, quarterfinals of the Mountain West Conference Tournament. The Utah State team that was in Dreamstyle Arena. The Pit just 5 days ago. A big win for New Mexico. A 2-point win, but a very big win. And a win that feels like JJ is giving this team a different feel. And I meant to look at this, and you may have it in front of you. When was the last time the Lobos have won 2 games in a row? I meant to do that. That was like number 1 on my list last night is show prep. And I'm going to guess, and I can hear your fingers going, so I know you're looking it up right now. I'm going to guess it's been at least 2.5 months since they've lost, since they've won 2 games in a row. Is that correct?
Yep, it was coming out of the San Jose State loss. So it was January 7th and 11th. When they beat Fresno State and Air Force in Albuquerque.
So over 2 months. Well, what's today's date? The 4th? So it's been basically 2 months since the Lobos won 2 games in a row. And I was watching them last night. I'm thinking, gosh, when was the last time? And just watching, I don't know. You and I are big on body language. When I sit with you at Lobo games, I'm always pointing out stuff. I know I'm bothering you when I do it, but I'm always pointing stuff that's not going on the court, right? You've watched enough games with me. I'm always looking at other stuff, right? Body language tells me a lot, and body language tells me you've got a confident group for the first time in about 2.5 months.
Yeah, there's been outward moments, things that everyone sees in the open, whether it's Vontae Hendricks on the bench or moments in the course of play, even between players questioning each other, looking at each other. And right now, it feels like they're in the best spot they've been in just a while. Just a belief in each other, a togetherness, an effort and execution. We're not questioning that. We're not wondering what's gone wrong. If now it's just kind of just bad basketball plays. Like if they struggle for a time, it's not, oh, here we go again. They're not listening to Paul Weir, or they don't like each other, or there's no effort. It's just basketball right now. That's what's nice, that you're at this point in the season, and it really can just be about how this team is playing, and not everything else on top of it. Well, what was his mindset? Oh, what time did he show up? No, just basketball right now.
All right, it's so true. 505-246-0610. That's how you get into us today. 888-922-0610. We are here in Las Vegas. Thanks to 5 great tournament sponsors. Want to say thank you to Hooters, your college hoops headquarters. American Home Furniture and Mattress, they guarantee you'll pay less. 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK. Call attorney Clay Miller at 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK. Rudy Chavez, attorney at law. Remember, Saul calls Rudy an airport parking park for less than half the price of Sunport parking. Jerry Palm from CBS Sports is going to be with us. Excuse me, coming up at 8:30. All right, I want to finish off the Vance Jackson sound. JJ, I asked him about playing Utah State today, and there was let's go back to the confidence conversation. This is Vance. When I asked him, here's a team, and I put it to him. I said, they're playing for everything. They're on the NCAA bubble. They're playing to get into the NCAA tournament. You beat them 4 days ago, now 5 days ago. How do you feel about getting them tomorrow, and potentially when if you're Corey's in foul trouble and you having to guard Namus Keita?
I have a bitter taste. They beat us last year, and I want to take them out this year. That win that we had 2 games ago don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? It does give us confidence, you know what I'm saying, because we can compete with anybody, and we're going to knock them out tomorrow.
Was that a guarantee?
Well, I mean,
that
take it
bulletin board material from Vegas fans?
JJ, I sat.
Is he all in?
Well, I mean, didn't that sound like it to you? What do you say? We're gonna knock him out tomorrow, right?
The chips in the middle of the table for Vegas fans.
All right, I
put it all on black.
51 weeks ago. It wasn't 52. It was 51 weeks ago. So similar. We came off an opening round win. Lobos beat Wyoming last year. Vance Jackson was terrific. Remember that? Terrific. We were praising Vance Jackson, kind of like we are this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And Utah State was standing in front of them in the quarterfinal game. That was a Utah State team that went to the NCAA tournament, a Utah State team that won the conference tournament last year. A Utah State team that was, everybody coming back was favored to win this year. Like it's incredibly reminiscent of last year, is it not?
It is very, very similar.
Do you feel like it's any different? Or are we going to be sitting here 24 hours from now saying, well, they just ran into a better team? Because last night or yesterday afternoon, they were just better than San Jose State. Now, you can sit here and make this argument that Utah State's better than New Mexico, but I will take what I watched from the last 2 games from New Mexico outside of Naeem Escada. He's potentially the best player on the floor. Sam Merrill's very good. But I'll take what you can give me out of Zane Martin and Jaquan Lyle and McQuatch Malawach. And I get it. Bean is a second or third team all-conference guy, and Brito can play, and the point guard, why am I forgetting his name? The one that with the flagrant foul the other day.
Abel Porter.
Thank you. Abel Porter that hit the big shot. Like he's a nice point guard. But athletically, basketball-wise, New Mexico can play with that team. Your deal breaker can be Cada. But they're not invincible, are they?
No, not at all. And even if you go back to last year's team, that was a 78-78 game with 3:14 left in the second half. That's where the Lobos were last year in the same spot in Utah State. I think that they're better this year in terms of options down the stretch. If you get Zaid Martin, Vance Jackson, Malawach, Manigal on that floor, can you get a couple jump shots out of Jaquan Lyle? This team is in position to compete with Utah State again and push them in the final minutes. It's going to be about closing. They were able to do it last Saturday. And to your point, we haven't seen this team back-to-back since the beginning of January. Able to win games. I'm expecting a fantastic basketball game tonight because you know Utah State's going to be good. Sam Merrill's going to hit some shots. They're going to have some moments where it looks like, hey, maybe they're going to run away. So how are the Lobos going to respond?
Yeah. I think all that's right. They got a shot. You tell me it's 11 points?
Yep.
I mean, you might get a pissed off Utah State team, right?
Okay.
Like, you got their attention the other night. You got their attention. Advantage or disadvantage that you beat them 5 days ago?
To me, it's an advantage because it's a confidence you need as an athlete, as a basketball team. It's to see that moment go your way, to overcome a deficit, even if it was just 6 points, but it's something the Lobos haven't been able to do against a good basketball team. Saturday night, Lobos needed that moment to position themselves to compete tonight.
I think I agree with you. And just listening to Vance in that last clip talk about the confidence that it gave them. He said that game means nothing, but it gave us the confidence to know we can play with them. They've won 2 in a row. For the first time in 2 months, they've won 2 in a row. Look, I'm not telling you they're going to win tonight. I'm telling you I think they have a chance. If you're going to ask me to pick a winner, I'd probably go the other way. Right? You would too, right? Wouldn't you?
Yeah. Picking a winner, I'm going to say Utah State, but with what's happened this past week, just listening to this team, talking to those guys after the game Saturday night, and what you were able to talk with them yesterday, and just hearing them, watching them, the eye test, I'm expecting them to compete and have a chance to win this game tonight and not get ran off the floor.
All right, we'll still hear from McQuatch Malwatch, conversation I had with him and Paul Weir. You'll hear from McQuatch when we come back. 8:30 this morning, Jerry Palm from CBS Sports is due to be with us. 9 o'clock, Eddie Nunez, the athletic director at the University of New Mexico, scheduled to be with us as well. That's all coming up on the opening drive this morning. Hey, guys, what tell you about New Mail? Because they are doing great things for a whole lot of people in our town. You don't have to deal with lack of energy and erectile dysfunction or hair loss anymore. You can call New Mail and you can feel better. New Mail's helped thousands of men all over the country. Men may be like you, men who are done living with low T, ED, even depression. Call New Mail at 505-652-1688 or visit Newmail, NUMALE.com, and take care of it. New Mail is the leader when it comes to men's health. They're right here in Albuquerque. They're the first. They're the best when it comes to men's health. They were the originators in this field. They've continued to stay on the cutting edge with the latest treatments. Do yourself a favor. Take care of you and call New Mail at 505-652-1688. It's not going to go away by ignoring it, and honestly, nothing to be ashamed of. Men reach a certain age, low T, lack of energy, ED, it's all natural. Beat nature with New Mail and feel better. It's time. Take care of you, guys. New Mail, right here in Albuquerque, 505-652-1688, 505-652-1688, and feel better.
Good morning, sports animals. Time is 8:11. Let's take another look at the roads out there. Right now, we're seeing no major delays caused by any major accidents out there. But if you do see an accident, give us a call at the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture Outlet and Clearance Center at I-25 in Comanche. From the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center, I'm Mike Turman with your sports animal traffic.
What you gotta do is give me some money, okay?
Get your share of free money. Your chance to win just by listening and texting. Listen for the national keyword at 8 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., and 4 p.m. When you hear it, text the national keyword to 95819, and you could win $1,000. It's that easy. You're listening anyway. You love to text, and you like getting paid. We can't make it any easier than that. For complete rules and information, visit our website, sportsanimalabq.com. Free money. Free money. 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
Don't go out to eat, go out to Eata at Chili's. Chicken or shrimp fajitas are now on 3 for $10. So hear that chicken sizzle.
Ooh, yummy.
Or that shrimp sizzle.
They sound so similar.
People laughing and having fun. Hey, Gary, maybe take it down a notch? It's a bit much.
Sorry.
Just kidding, Gary. Live your truth. Go out to Eata at Chili's for 3 for $10. That's a starter, fajita, and Coke, all for $10. Together, we Chili's. At participating restaurants only. Price may vary in Hawaii.
O'Reilly. This is Jesse's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
As a nurse, not making it to work was not an option. But driving through the snow with my wiper blades struggling, I just didn't feel safe. So I pulled into O'Reilly Auto Parts, and before I knew it, an employee was offering to install the wiper blades on my car. I got to stay out of the snow for a moment, and I still made it to work on time.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Did you know Discover matches all the cash back you earn on your credit card at the end of your first year? Plus, Discover is accepted at over 95% of places in the U.S. that take credit cards. Learn more at discover.com/yes. 2019 Nielsen Report limitations apply.
Come join the fun. It's Richford's 59th anniversary, and you want to see Bigfoot crushing cars this weekend? Come see us at the Super Corner.
On that corner this weekend, you're going to see the Rio Grande Mustang Club with the vintage Mustangs, and on Sunday, you're going to see the Model T Club, 10 Lizzies. They're showing off Model Ts.
You're going to step up your fishing this summer in a tracker bass boat you won from Richford and Rocky Mountain RV and Marine.
Hey, Jim, let's eat. Let me get one of those free hot dogs, and let me get one of those green chili cheeseburgers from Lotta Burger, and then some drinks. How about that?
And let's take a test drive in an 08 Honda Pilot for $13,959 or a 16 Ford Focus for only $14,959. We've brought in some great trades. They're all safety certified by Richford Master Technicians, and they come with a 2-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
Let's drive this Jeep Wrangler for only $17,959. Oh, you say you want to drive that Nissan Pathfinder for only $13,959? Come do it.
Got a credit problem? Make that our problem. At Richford, it's our 59th anniversary at the corner of Lomas and Wyoming Northeast, rich-ford.com, and we're open Sunday.
Message and data rates may apply. Up to 5 messages a month.
Hi, I'm Drew Green, CEO of Indochino. It surprises me how many men don't consider custom when they're looking for a suit. At Indochino, you can create a custom suit that fits your personality and style perfectly. Here's how it works. You'll choose from over 100 different customizations to find what suits you best. You choose everything from the fabric and lining to the shape of the lapels and pockets to even creating your own monogram. Then it's made to your exact measurements, so it fits you like a glove. It's important to me that everyone can afford the incredible experience of wearing a custom suit, so I make sure our prices are exceptional. Here's a special offer to create a suit that fits everything about you.
Create a custom suit at Indochino from only $399. All customizations included. And right now, get $25 off your first suit when you text FABRIC to 64,000. That's $25 off your first suit when you text FABRIC to 64,000.
Indochino, made for you.
If you've been in a truck wreck, call expert attorney Clay Miller and his team at 800 Truck Wreck. Clay and his law firm have the expertise and experience to take on the trucking companies. And not just big trucks, it's any truck. Delivery truck, dump truck, or even a plumbing company's pickup truck. 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK will be by your side and not stop fighting until you receive everything you deserve so you can put your life back together. 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK. Put it in your phone or reach them at 1-800-TRUCKWRECK.com.
Now exclusively at the Home Depot. Give your lawn a 1-2 punch with a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action and save 50% on a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Ultra Feed. Pick up both bags. Apply Triple Action now to knock out tough weeds and Ultra Feed 8 weeks later to green and feed all season. 2 bags. 1 stronger, greener lawn. With a 1-2 punch of Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action and 50% on a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Ultra Feed. Now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. While supplies last, selection varies by store.
Take us with you anywhere.
Well, maybe not there.
Download the KNML app in the App Store and Google Play now. 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
You can take us anywhere with the app. JJ, we have an app?
We have an app.
Did you know?
No, now.
Ralph is listening in beautiful North County, San Diego. He'll be in Las Vegas tomorrow for the Mountain West Tournament. Ralph's coming. Todd's been listening in North County, San Diego. A lot of people in San Diego listening via the app. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. I'm in Vegas. JJ is in downtown Burque. How's the weather in Burque today? Good?
It's very nice. Another beautiful day on deck.
Oh, that's right. Mid-70s here, by the way. Made me remember what spring feels like. It was nice. It was nice. All right, I want to hit you. Well, Jerry Palm's coming up in the next segment. Micah's got some sound that I talked to Vance. This is Vance Jackson, and then we'll move over to McQuatch. But Vance was talking about potentially guarding Nemus Keita. And you're going to like his answer, I think. I asked him, what does that do for you on the offensive end? If Corey Manigault gets in foul trouble or takes a break and you've got to guard a 7-footer like that, how does that affect your game as we look forward to Utah State? Here's what he had to say.
I can hold my own, you know what I'm saying? So it don't really matter to me. I feel like I can guard anybody on the court when it comes to, like, on the defensive end. And I feel like if I just play harder, I could, like, you know what I'm saying, outwork anybody. And when it comes to offense, I feel like our whole team is talented. So, you know what I'm saying, we just picking whoever got the mismatch. And if I'm playing the 5 and it's a mismatch, then they're going to let me eat.
Hey, Vance, they're going to let me eat. So I love that, JJ. I can hold my own. I can guard anybody on the court. You want to throw an NBA first-round pick at me who's 7 feet and that physically gifted, I need my guy to be able to have that mentality, don't you?
Absolutely. Buy into that confidence.
And I think it's real. I don't think that's lip service. Now, can he do it? That's a whole other thing. Can he do it for 40 minutes? I don't think he can do it for 40 minutes. But if you need him to do it for 12 minutes, yeah, I think he can pester him enough with some help. And we saw it at the pit the other night, right? I think my gut tells me they're in this game tonight.
I'm
I don't know
with you.
that I think they win. Yeah.
This is going to be a good basketball game.
Tells me.
It's a good basketball tonight.
Yeah, I think so too. All right. You want to hear from McQuatch?
What did he have to say?
Well, Micah, this is McQuatch. I asked him first off on his game. I thought that he was key early in the game. I thought really when they were down 8-4 early and they went on that 21-0 run, I thought that McQuatch was key, and here's what he had to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, coming in, we didn't want to take anyone lightly. They did beat us in the first game, so we wanted to come in and play with great energy, and, it's March, so it's all for the Marvels right now.
Yeah. I mean, basically what you would expect,
It's
right?
March, baby. That's all you need to know. You don't need to say anything else. Basketball, March, boom.
Yep. All right, I asked him about... Yeah, no, that's exactly right, and that's your stock thing. So I asked him about 22 points, and you had a big day. You poured 22 in. Somebody's got to help. What about that?
I was just trying to be, go to do what the coach says, because if you don't follow the game plan, you're gonna be sitting on the bench. So I just wanted to, play defense and rebound, go on the offensive glass, and I thought I just did that, and at the end, came out with a great win.
Tell me you don't want 12 of that guy.
Quote of the year?
Yeah.
If you don't follow the game plan, you're going to be on the bench.
Tell me you don't
be
want
everyone's
12 of
favorite player instantly in Lobo land. That's right.
If I don't,
sit
I'm
on that
just
bench.
Trying to do what the coach says, or I'm going to sit on the bench. I want to rebound, play defense.
How come there's not more signs like that in the stands? Do what the coach says. Do what the coach says.
Game plan.
Do what the coach says, or you're going to sit on the bench. Like, tell me you don't want 12 of him. Right?
Big Malawatch fan.
How can you not be a big Malawatch fan? How I don't even know before you heard that if you knew what his voice sounded
days off. No days off.
Right? How many people knew what he sounded like? Honestly.
He doesn't
get a lot of pub.
Yeah, you'd have to do a little searching for a few times he's hit up the post game.
Yeah. He doesn't get a lot of pub. He doesn't do a lot of interviews. He's a junior now, and he plays his backside off. He shuts his mouth. He does what the coach says, because otherwise he'll be on the bench. He rebounds. He plays defense. Like give me 12 of him.
Wow. Shut up and dribble, right?
That's not exactly what I said, but give me guys who want to go out and play. No, it's a little different than shut up and dribble, but okay.
Shut up and listen to the game plan.
Is that what you heard from that? Is that really what you got?
Not at all.
I mean, it's not exactly what I said, but all right. Yeah.
I would like to see more signs like that in the pit next year, though.
Shut up and dribble?
Not necessarily shut up and dribble, but follow the game plan. Do what coach says.
Or
then you can have a bunch of people spell out bench.
Yeah. Do what the coach said. All right, I asked McQuatch about playing Utah State again. I kind of asked him in a similar fashion what I asked Vance. Here's again, they're playing for everything. Here's a team you beat 5 days ago. Everything's on the line. What about turning it around 25 hours later and playing Utah State?
I mean, everyone's got to step up no matter your role on the team. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm pretty sure my teammates are looking forward to it. Last game don't really mean anything. Now it's just win or go home, and, we're going to be ready for tomorrow.
How many cliches were in that? Play that back. There was a win or go home. Last game don't mean anything. What was the other? There was another one in there, wasn't there?
Very political answer.
Play that back.
Everyone's got to step up no matter your role on the team. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm pretty sure my teammates are looking forward to it. Last game don't really mean anything. Now it's just win or go home, and, we're going to be ready for tomorrow.
That's beautiful. Everybody's got to step up. Win or go home. Last game doesn't mean anything. That's beautiful.
Malwatch is in mid-season form.
Again, give me 12 of that guy. Right?
Peak post-game Malawatch.
Absolutely right. All right, still to come, post-game sound from Paul Weir. Coming up in the next segment, we'll hear from Jerry Palm from CBSSports.com. He is their bracketologist. I believe him to be in New York, where he will be on your television as we head into the Saturday and Sunday before Selection Sunday. It's just so weird being here a week early.
Yeah, a week earlier, just as the regular season is winding down.
For everybody else.
For everyone else. Now, we do see conference tournaments going on, but she's like the A-Sun along these lines with the Mountain West getting it done a week early. And then also tonight, Jeff, I know you're in Vegas, but you can't forget Mexico State trying to complete the undefeated WAC regular season. Will be only the third team to do that in the history of the WAC.
Is that right?
WAC.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to tell you that's fairly impressive. If you start thinking of what the WAC was and the history of that league and how long that league has been around and who's been in that league, that's pretty impressive that only 2 teams have run the table in WAC basketball play. Yeah, I think that's pretty impressive. That's tonight down at the Pan Am Center in Las Cruces, the Aggies and Cal Baptist on senior night down there. All right, 505-246-0610. Come on in, but not in the next segment. Like you're invited, but not next segment, because Jerry Palm's going to be with us from CBS Sports when we get back live in Las Vegas and in Albuquerque. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Lava Rock Brewing Company, conveniently located on Albuquerque's west side, just south of I-40. You can come on in, enjoy our pizza, pasta, burgers, and more by Matucci's. It's all at Lava Rock. Lava Rock Brewing Company, come on in.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rawlins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swords Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swords Team Sales.
The Lascombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981. Formerly known as St. Clair Winery, we're going back to our roots and honoring our founders, Danielle and Hervé Lascombe. Today, our D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro locations continue to deliver the exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect from the Lascombe family. Visit us and enjoy a culmination of our 6th-generation winemaking legacy and unique, perfectly paired foods. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, #life change will occur.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at ProView Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service.
Quarterfinal day here at the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas. Lobos and Utah State, 6 o'clock. Local time at 7 o'clock back in Albuquerque. You'll listen to it over on News Radio 96.3 KKOB. Robert Portnoy, Hunter Green will have the call from the Thomas and Mack Center. They get started early today. San Diego State and Air Force, the 1 versus the 9 here will get things started. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. JJ's back in Albuquerque. I'm here in Las Vegas. Now we go. Can we handle 3 cities at once? I think Jerry's in New York City. Is that right? The bracketology expert, as it says on the website for CBSSports.com, Jerry Palm. Hello, Jerry.
Hey, how's it going?
It's all right. How's New York? You all right?
It's New York. I don't know. I haven't seen much of it yet.
You saw the inside of a studio and the hair and makeup room.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I just got here last night. I was in Connecticut yesterday at our HQ studios, and I didn't get here till almost midnight. So yeah, I haven't seen much of anything.
All right. Well, I appreciate you getting up and doing this with us. I'm going to start you here. Utah State's on your bubble. They're the last 4, and you got them playing Texas right now, in Dayton in the first 4. They cannot afford to lose to a New Mexico team who has won 2 in a row for the first time in 2 months and beat them 5 days ago.
Yeah, no, they can't. That's Utah State is in must-win category, no question about it. And it's it's kind of unfortunate. They got up to a rough start, and they had their big kid was out for a while, but all those games count. And you can kind of justify so the big kid was out for a while when you're having problems then, but then when you come back and you lose to New Mexico, and that's a bad loss. And if you're capable of bad losses, regardless of your roster, then you've just got bad loss.
Yeah, Neemias Queta is back. He played in the game against New Mexico on Saturday in the pit. He was 8 for 12 from the field, but he had 8 turnovers as well. Wow. Jerry, how deep into this tournament is it a must-win for them? Did they have to get to the Utah State? And I know I'm asking you in a vacuum again, but as things stand right now, does Utah State probably have to get to the final and to get in as an at-large?
I think the only team they can afford to lose to is San Diego State. So
that would be
whatever
yes.
that means.
Yeah, no, they're the 2 seed, and San Diego State's the 1 seed.
So there you go. Yep.
Yeah.
So that bit, but as you know, getting to the finals not a thing. It's who do you play, who you beat, who beats you. Well, the team that they can afford to lose to maybe is San Diego State.
Okay. Jerry Palm's with us from CBSSports.com on the opening drive.
Well, Jerry, looking at San Diego State right now, so currently a 1 seed. And then you have Dayton that is on a fantastic roll. Florida State, a comeback victory to hang on. Villanova right there on the 2 line as well. Who is the first team in line to potentially jump up to a 1 seed if anyone falters?
Dayton, no question. They were number 6 on the committee's board. Approaching a month ago. This is still 3 weeks. And Duke was ahead of them. Duke's lost like 15 times since then. And it's maybe 4, but so Dayton has been primed the whole time. You could almost make a case for Dayton now, I think. And really, the reason I still have San Diego State ahead is because of the quality of their wins. Creighton, Iowa, BYU, outside the league. Utah State twice inside the league. And Dayton's best win, and I think only win over a team I've got in my bracket right now is St. Mary's.
Well, Jerry, there's a lot of. I'm sorry.
I was going to say they're also 2 points from undefeated. So there's that.
No, that's right. That's 3 points. Yeah, they lost to UNLV by 3 at home, and they'd be undefeated. And it's funny how the BYU win looks a lot bigger now, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, Dayton is the one that's actually 2 points from undefeated. They have 2 overtime losses.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Dayton's both tight. Yep. Yeah, go ahead, JJ. I'm sorry.
Well, Jerry, there's a couple surging teams I wanted to get your thoughts on. We saw Texas beat Oklahoma late, Providence picking up a lot of victories, and also what UCLA has done in the Pac-12.
Yeah, well, Providence and UCLA are kind of the same in the sense that they did a ton of damage to themselves in non-conference play. Brutal performances in November and December, and have had to make deep, strong runs through their conference to make up for it. And fortunately for each of them, especially Providence, their conference is good enough for that to matter. That hasn't been true always of the Pac-12 in recent years. But, Oregon, Colorado, both Arizonas, USC, look like pretty comfortable tournament teams. And then Stanford and UCLA are pretty squarely on the bubble still. But, UCLA had to win, 10 out of 12 just to get to pretty squarely on the bubble because of how bad they were against a bad schedule in November and December. Providence's schedule wasn't quite as bad, but their results certainly were. You don't often find, it's not unheard of, but you don't often find teams with 4 bad losses get in the NCAA tournament. But Providence has been so good in a very strong Big East that, they played their way not just, out of trouble, in terms of, just trying to squeeze in the field, but basically off the bubble now.
You have Colorado squarely in at 7. They're really scuffling. And watching what's going on with them, I know they did a lot of good things early in the season, but they're struggling down the stretch. Are they in danger?
Of missing the tournament? No. They're in danger of not getting a very good seed and not getting to the second weekend. But, a lot of teams, there are teams that are struggling right now that did enough early on. This is kind of the opposite, although not as dramatic as what Providence and UCLA are doing. Colorado's still losing a good team, so, we're not talking about taking a ton of losses against a bad schedule here, but Colorado's struggling right now. But what it's doing is it's moving them down the bracket, but they're not going to be anywhere near out the bracket.
Jerry Palm from CBSSports.com with us. He's in New York City, the bracketology expert for CBS.
Jerry, what are some of the biggest misnomers that you deal with this time of year from all the fan bases?
Well, there are 2 that are the most prominent. The first one is that metrics make decisions. They don't. Now, everybody's arguing, but we're better in metrics than than this team or that team. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. That the metrics guide the process, or the net rankings guide the process. Everybody else's metrics are even less important. But, the net is really used to create quadrants, so your opponent's net rankings are more important than your own. Although your own is a reflection of the kind of a season you had. Keep in mind that last year, 3 major conference teams in the 30s of the net were left out, and St. John's at 73 got in. So that's how much net rankings mean. And you used to see that kind of thing all the time with the RPI. So, and then the second one is how you do in your conference matters. Your conference performance by itself matters not one bit. There's no conference information on the team sheets that the committee is looking at. They don't have your record in your conference. They don't have your standing in your conference. They don't even have the name of your conference on the team sheet. They don't care at all.
That's interesting. There's only 2 teams in America who are still unbeaten in their conference, as if that would matter, though, right? That would be New Mexico State and Dayton. And you're saying it doesn't matter at all. Who would, outside of the Power 6, I'm looking at bid Steelers. Which teams are a lock, again, outside of San Diego State and Dayton, to get in if they as conference champion? If in Gonzaga, are there any others that will get in that won their league that if they don't win their conference tournament?
Perhaps Northern Iowa and East Tennessee as regular season champions that may not have to win their conference tournament. I kind of consider their chances relatively equal. Northern Iowa and East Tennessee each have road wins over teams in the bracket, and each of those teams has let them down. You mentioned one of them. Northern Iowa won at Colorado. Colorado's going down the bracket. East Tennessee won at LSU. I've got LSU at the 10 seed today. Yeah, I mean, both of those were top 25 teams just a couple of weeks ago. And now, they're sliding down the bracket so far that it hurts the at-large candidacies of those teams who thought they had really big road wins, and now they've got just nice road wins. But we'll see. Those are the only two. I mean, among league champions, and then obviously you could have big Steelers and Dayton and Gonzaga and San Diego State's leagues as well. Although if somebody other than Utah State wins that league, then San Diego State, that bid that gets stolen could very well be Utah State because they're at that part of the bracket.
And you always say, and this goes back to you don't even mention the league. It's not like, well, if Utah State's out and Nevada, let's say Nevada wins the conference tournament, Nevada would take Utah State's bid or something along those lines.
Yeah, that's not exactly how it works. Although it could this year, you wouldn't know until you saw the NIT and who the overall number one in the NIT is. That's whose bid got stolen. But it could be Utah State in this particular example because they're in that part of the bracket. It could also be Texas because they're also in that part of the bracket.
Can Utah State play higher by beating anybody besides San Diego State? Is that the only way they can get themselves out of that Dayton game?
They can move up through attrition, perhaps, as other teams around them lose. But unless they beat San Diego State, they can't really do much, on their own to push up.
Yeah, makes sense. Jerry Palm's with us.
We good?
All right, I guess we're out of time.
Yeah, we got to wrap it up.
Yeah, Jerry, pardon our weirdness.
Yep, no worries. And you're not in the same place. It's hard to. You can't talk face to face or use hand signals when you're in the.
Exactly right. I'm sitting in this old gym at the Thomas and Mack Center. All right, enjoy New York. We'll catch up with you. So next week we'll be deep into all the major conference tournaments and coming up on Selection Sunday. But appreciate you spending a little bit of time with us. Read him every day. CBSSports.com. He is their expert bracketologist. He's Jerry Palm. Be safe in New York. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks.
Thank you, Jerry. It's the opening drive in Las Vegas and Albuquerque on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Good morning, sports animals. Time is 8:43. Let's take our final look at this morning's roads. We have that accident eastbound on Gibson at the ramp to northbound I-25. That's going to be blocking both lanes. Cars are actually using the right shoulder to get past, so be careful and expect some delays in that area. And if you do see any other accidents, give us a call at the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture Outlet and Clearance Center at I-25 in Comanche. From the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center, I'm Micah Turman with your sports animal traffic.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute. The more I hear from quarterback Joe Burrow, the more I'm impressed. Amidst all the NFL scouting combine nonsense about hand size, Burrow facetiously tweeted that he was retiring because his hands were only a size 9. More recently, NFL Network asked the Heisman Trophy winner from national champion LSU to respond to comparisons between him and Tom Brady. Please don't compare me to the best player of all time. Let me do my own thing. Don't do that to me, please, Burrow said. And he's exactly right. Even if some analysts do see similarities in his and touchdown Tom's throwing mechanics, you gotta leave the kid alone. Don't compare the presumptive number 1 overall pick to a 6th rounder back in 2000. And speaking of Brady, the latest rumors, and that's exactly what they are, rumors, have TB12 returning to New England, or possibly jumping to Tennessee or San Francisco, or who knows where. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Life doesn't stop for cold, so neither should you. Dayquil Severe provides maximum strength relief for your worst cold and flu symptoms, so you can get through your day like a champion. Dayquil Severe, the daytime, coughing, aching, stuffy head power through your day medicine.
Now exclusively at the Home Depot. Give your lawn a 1-2 punch with a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action and save 50% on a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Ultra Feed. Pick up both bags. Apply Triple Action now to knock out tough weeds and Ultra Feed 8 weeks later to green and feed all season. 2 bags. 1 stronger, greener lawn. With a 1-2 punch with Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action and 50% on a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Ultra Feed. Now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. While supplies last, selection varies by store.
Ugh, those nachos were rough on my stomach.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Try Pepto-Bismol Liquid Caps for fast relief and ultra coating.
Nausea, heartburn, indigestion.
Pepto-Bismol Liquid Caps. Use as directed.
Cracking you up in the afternoon.
Well, he punished the guys for not showing up to a team function. You can't criticize him for that.
The Sports Bar with Michael and Mike.
From age 9 to 49, wouldn't you agree that men at some point or another need to be reprimanded somehow, some way, or be put in their place?
So here's the thing I've learned. If you're under 8 or 50 or over, you can do what you want. There's no consequence. But 9 to 49, you got to have discipline.
Weekdays at 3, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
The message, Liberty Mutual Insurance customizes your coverage so you only pay for what you need, is brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance, where you can customize your coverage so you only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
There's only one thing you can think of when you think of Hooters. Wings. More styles, better flavors, and fresher wings. You can only be in the original American wing joint. Get them smoked, bacon wrapped, original style, and now introducing new roasted wings. Roasted crispy to seal in the flavor and still out half the calories. One taste and you'll think of nothing else. Hooters, the original American wing joint. Hooters on the east side at San Mateo and Montgomery, or west side at Alameda and Coors Road.
Let's be honest, nobody likes to pay for parking. So when you head out of town, why would you pay 2 times as much to park at the Sunport when you can go to airport parking instead? You are not giving up convenience. Airport parking will drop you off at the Sunport door instead of you dragging your luggage through the Sunport deck. Shuttles to and from your vehicle run every 5 minutes. Airport parking starts at $3.98 a day. Don't waste money. Take the Sunport exit, go right at University to airport parking. Airport parking is easier, quicker, smarter.
This is not what I thought I was ordering. Now I gotta return it.
Well, there's no need to shop online anyway. We've got a great place here in town that makes all the hassles go away.
I know, American Home Furniture Outlet and Clearance Center.
They've got exactly what you want in stock.
And you can even get it delivered today. It's easy and convenient.
Great quality items for every room in your home. Beds, tables, chairs, sofas, mattresses, rugs, and so much more.
And don't forget they're local.
And if you do have an issue, you can talk to a real person. No trying to figure out how to ship it back.
I should have remembered. It's also the clearance center for all their locations.
Right. Canceled special orders, floor samples, closeouts, overstocked, and one-of-a-kinds.
There's new items and new markdowns almost every day, too.
And many of the items are at, near, or below cost. Quantities are limited, and when they're gone, they're gone.
Plus, there's great financing options available. Financing is subject to credit approval. American Home credit card accounts are issued by Comenity Bank.
Remember, the American Home Furniture Outlet and Clearance Center, I-25 in Comanche.
More than just a pretty face. Dan Patrick.
I have this job with total autonomy.
Today at 1 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Always good to catch up with one of the best in the business, Jerry Palm. Even better, tournament time. It is March. It is tournament time. I'll tell you what, JJ, the game last night or yesterday afternoon here in the Thomas and Mack Center, Jeff Siembieda in Vegas at the Mountain West Conference Tournament, JJ back in Albuquerque Radio Ranch. Lobo fan was nervous because most of them bet the Lobos and laid the 10 points. And they're really fortunate San Jose State can't make layups.
San Jose State missed a lot at the rim, and that was my big talk at halftime is the only question left, will the Lobos cover?
Oh, it's exactly right. And I was on the sports bar at halftime, and I told them, I feel just New Mexico's better than San Jose State. I don't want to talk like we've watched enough Lobo basketball to know that weird things happen. But that game, to me, at halftime was over. The biggest question was, would they cover? And it got a little nervy in that place amongst the woofers in the last couple of minutes. But they won. They all went and cashed their tickets. Now they're 10, 11-point dogs today, right? And you like them at 10 and 11? You like them today, right?
I do.
Yeah. I think it's a game today, too. Opening drive, Jeff, JJ, Micah, and J. Pole. What does J. Pole got today? So you got, what do you got to do today, J. Pole? You got, I'm trying to think. You got the Adam Gill show? You got the Steve Davis show?
No, I'm just testing out the pit. Got to set up.
You ready for next week?
Ooh.
I got to catch up on some sleep.
Yeah, no, me too. I'm a little bit familiar with that. Were you out in Vegas last night?
No.
Yeah, you got a big week next week. As ProView Networks will bring you all of the games in the high school basketball tournament, which starts on Friday. Tomorrow, the girls' tournament starts on campus sites, and then they go into the pit and the Santa Ana Star Center and get everything going. All right, I got. You want me to read you some emails?
What are the people saying?
We'll have Eddie Nunez going to be with us coming up at the top of the hour. Dan says, I'm so proud of Juan Jose State, Jeffrey, and Micah John. I don't know why he doesn't include you. He says, I thought the Spartans played great. They won the second half. If not for an epic 7-minute drought in the first half, the game would have gone right down to the finish line. Okay. Richard says, looking for a spark. Jeff, I noticed a different bunch of chaparrals than we've seen at most of the big games this year. I wonder if they've gone to the bench looking for more chemistry, looking for a group that will bring more energy to the court. Did you notice a different bunch of chaparrals?
Played a big factor yesterday.
Huge. Bruce says the biggest winner in Vegas was Nevada, Jeff. Steve Alford just sat down at the blackjack table and drew an ace, getting to play the 11th seed. That's when Wyoming beat Colorado State. P.S. Was that Colorado State win enough to save Alan Edwards' job? No. You think I'm wrong? You think Alan Edwards will be back at Wyoming next year?
Yes.
I'll take you up on that one. Bet you lunch.
All right.
With Jimmy Johns, or who's the sweet deal tomorrow?
Jersey Mike's tomorrow. Sweet deal.
All right. Yeah, you guys will eat tomorrow anyway. Brant says, pesky San Jose State. I have a different take, Jeff. I thought the Spartans were able to hang around, and while the outcome was never in doubt, they were able to make it just uncomfortable enough for Lobo basketball that Weir was never able to put the whip away. He was never able to rest Lyle and Jackson, who both played 35 minutes. It's going to take its toll on their legs today. So it's interesting, because that was one of the conversations that I had with the people with whom I was sitting at about the 6-7 minute mark. Stretch this thing out to, I don't know, 18, 20 points and get those guys out and get Arroyo in and get Emmanuel Quach never got off the bench. Get those guys some tournament time in case you need them over the next 3 days, and rest your guys. He never did have that opportunity.
I'm not worried about
Does
it.
that concern you?
No.
You're not? Okay. All right.
Like at this point in the season, even with 6 minutes left in the game against San Jose State, even if you're up 20, you're not going to feel good if you have to put in Jordan Arroyo and Quach at that point in time. You're not playing them for 6 minutes in a winner-go-home game down the stretch.
All right. Rod says the key to doing 4 shows in 4 days is getting back to the hotel and getting off your legs, Jefferson. Were you able to do that yesterday? Just getting your rest, right? Letting someone else pull the minutes. I was hoping maybe Jay Poles to step in and take a few minutes from me, give me a breather, but obviously not. So yeah, Rod, I'm working, but like JJ just told you, he's not worried about it. This time of year you play, and you get the minutes you need, and that's what you do, right? Lobo Hobo says,
1 minute.
This is Brutus on Vance Jackson. I believe he says he has already picked up a degree and is eligible to play as a senior transfer. Do you know if he's graduated, JJ?
No, I don't have an official word on that.
Yeah, I don't know that either. He says when Jackson builds up a sweat, plays hard and physical, and gets to the boards, it ignites his total game, and he looks like an NBA prospect. Like Tony Snell, a big run in the Mountain West Conference tournament can get him a solid look from NBA scouts and catapult him into the draft. When he plays to his potential, he at least looks like a second-round pick. 35, a three-point shot. He may yet fulfill his potential and his dream. His frustration early this season was due to having to defer to the other Alpha Dogs. When Weir brought him in, the thought was the team would be built around Jackson, then Bragg and Lyle were added to the mix. So that's kind of what I told you, right? I mean, that's what I thought. And you and I had this conversation a lot. Early in the season with Caldwell, Lyle, the ball in their hands, he was trying to figure out what his role was. Is that music I hear, Micah?
Turn it up, Micah. I can't hear it.
All right. Eddie Nunez next. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
John Strickland with NFL Network now on the West One Radio Network.
I don't know if he hears my minute cues. 30.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Lava Rock Brewing Company, conveniently located on Albuquerque's west side, just south of I-40. You can come on in, enjoy our pizza, pasta, burgers, and more by Matucci's. It's all at Lava Rock. Lava Rock Brewing Company. Come on in.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales.
They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rawlings, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
The Lascombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981. Formerly known as St. Clair Winery, we're going back to our roots and honoring our founders, Danielle and Hervé Lascombe. Today, our D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro locations continue to deliver the exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect from the Lascombe family. Visit us and enjoy a culmination of our 6th-generation winemaking legacy and unique, perfectly paired foods. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development.
966. Lobos were winners yesterday here at the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas. First round of the Mountain West Tournament quarterfinals tonight. 7 o'clock in Albuquerque. You can listen to it over on 96.3 News Radio, KKOB. Robert Portnoy, Hunter Green will have it for you. Quarterfinals, men's side, Mountain West Conference Tournament, Lobos and Utah State. And we just talked with Jerry Palm from CBS Sports. Utah State, he's got as one of his last 4 in to the NCAA tournament, so a lot on line for, obviously, for the Lobos, but for Utah State and their at-large potential. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. I'm in Vegas. JJ at Radio Ranch, also in Las Vegas, hosting a big woof 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 party yesterday after the big victory. They took the show up to the Strip and took over a kind of outside of a little brew pub near the Park MGM and T-Mobile Arena. Woof, woof, woof party celebrating a victory. The athletic director at the University of New Mexico, Eddie Nunez, joins us this morning. Congratulations. That was a nice day yesterday. Good win, good party, nice showing by your fans.
I appreciate it, Jeff. Good to be here, and I'm enjoying the woof, woof, woofs from you, by the way.
Yeah, a whole lot of. I just got to look, Javen from the conference office. I just did a big woof, woof, woof here in the room, and he kind of looked over, and then he offered me a Red Bull. I don't even know what that means. It might be the way I look.
Things are good. Things have been good here. We had a wonderful celebration yesterday after the game. There was a collaboration between the Alumni Association, the Foundation, Lobo Club, and I mean the response in the Lobo Nation was in full effect. It was unbelievable. It really was.
Yeah, I know you heard a lot of things before you took this job, and you've learned way more than you heard. But one thing I think is real about this fan base and this job is this week, whenever this week comes in Vegas, Lobo fans show up, whether they're a 2 seed, a 1 seed, a 9 seed. Lobo fans show up for this tournament in Vegas.
You're absolutely correct. I mean, what we had yesterday in the fans, you would have thought we were playing for a championship. I mean, and they just keep coming in droves, and we love it. I mean, that place was rocking. I know today it's going to be even better. So hopefully our guys continue to play with that kind of emotion and can take as much as they can from a fan base. I mean, it really is. It's an unbelievable experience, having experienced other tournaments in college basketball. Not many can come like this every day.
No, it's the truth, and you see it every year. Let me ask you, state of Lobo basketball, from the athletic director's perspective, disappointing seasons on both sides. You had men's and women's team, both were picked second or third in preseason polls, got off to really good starts, and you end up with a 7 and a 9 seed. As you, at some point, whether it's today, next week, whenever it is, we're going to go into the off season. State of Lobo basketball from your perspective, and starting with the men.
I think the men first have to understand there's, of course, we know all the concerns that have occurred around the game and around the team. Those are things that the coach and I will sit down again. We've already had numerous conversations. We'll sit down again and have those understandings, how we're going to move forward, how he's going to approach the next season, how recruiting's going to go. It isn't what we all expected. I know Coach Bradbury and Coach Weir are extremely disappointed with the way the season has turned out, but they've also seen some opportunities to really grow, get the program better. I'm really excited about it, and again, we've got to chip away at this. This isn't something that's going to be fixed tonight. It's going to be something that it's not totally broken. It's something that we just need to continue to address and fine-tune as much as we can.
Eddie, with you experiencing now the Mountain West tournament as you have other tournaments, what do you think about the conference, the presence in Las Vegas, and the decision this year to make it earlier with everything else that's going on? How do you feel it's gone so far to this point?
Well, I think the tournament is a unique tournament from the standpoint of to have 3 or 4 college tournaments in one location on a typical year is unusual. Doing it, making the decision to come a week earlier actually was in the betterment for us. What we're seeing already, having spoken to many of the other conferences, institutions at the Pac-12 and others, the room rates, everything else associated with next week is really skyrocketed because of the convention and other things that are going on that week. So it was ideal for us to come a week earlier. It's helped out financially for every school, and it kind of gives us an opportunity to be on a platform unlike the previous years. Next year we'll go back to it because everything kind of goes back into its regular sequences. But this is one of those years that you just have to adjust and adapt. And I think it's worked out for the betterment of the league so far. Ticket sales, from my understanding, are up about 20% already for this year, or they were, since the start of the tournament. So things like that are positive. They're positive outcomes looking forward for the next couple of years.
And for those who are not familiar, there's a big construction convention in next week. Typically, the Mountain West tournament would have been next week, and it coincides with the Pac-12 and the WAC tournament. They had this situation about 3 years ago when it coincided with that convention, and room rates skyrocketed, and a lot of people just couldn't afford to make the trip. And so that's what Eddie's talking about. He's Eddie Nunez, the athletic director at UNM.
Eddie, to Jeff's previous point and just the discussions that you have to have, as an athletic director, what does kind of your just planner look like at this point in the year when you have seasons wrapping up, but then you have the track and field right around the corner? How do you, as an athletic director, balance all those things on your table?
It's. I mean, you have to look at it as a whole year. I mean, throughout the whole year, these changes happen. I mean, we're going from football season straight into basketball. From basketball, we've got other sports like volleyball going on and women's soccer. So it's your focus is always constantly on what's going on around you. You kind of going into this business, you start understanding all the different seasons and everything else. So it's tough. I mean, we got spring ball going, and that's also added to the mix. We've got our NCAA track championships happening in Albuquerque in a week or so, and that's what we live for. I mean, this business, seeing these seasons, having them come to life, seeing our kids perform at the highest level. For me, it's something I've lived with for so long. It's natural, but I enjoy it. I mean, I really do. It's of course, we all wish we could be going a little further in the NCAA with basketball and to the tournaments and everything else, and we'll be there because that's our focus for both men's and women's, and we're going to do everything we can so that next year and the future years we're competing in there. We're competing in there at the same time as having spring ball and everything else.
Eddie, I want to talk about the legislative session, and we've got a lot of calls, and I don't know that people completely understand what happened. They saw a headline maybe that said the legislature had found money in regards to the athletic department's debt. Can you explain for people who maybe read the story, didn't understand it, or just saw a headline, what it means to you and what that legislative money means, where that goes, and what it does now to free you up and let you go do your job?
Well, first of all, I don't know if we have enough time in this segment to talk about the whole session. It was those 30 days. I know people think it's a shorter session, but it's so intense. There's so much going on. So many things are happening at a faster pace. Really excited about the way everything went this year with the session. I think that the language that most people are looking at and trying to make some sense of it, we're doing the same. We have to understand what was the intent of that language. We've heard what the senator has said, and of course we all think it's an unbelievable experience. The great part where people don't understand, and we haven't done maybe a great job trying to explain it, but for 2 years, however we've come to the end of the year, we've balanced our budget. We've also had, some excesses of those years financially that we've been able to start putting towards this deficit. So we've actually, before this is supposed to start for us, the deficit repayment plan starts this year. But for the last 2 years, we've actually put money into this already to reduce that number. So part of the senators, legislators look at this is, are you doing what you said you're going to do? And as a department, as a university, we've done everything we could possibly do with the factors that were in front of us. We've balanced our budget. We've done what we had to do. We've shaved as much as we could. We've actually put money back into the repayment plan. If this is, as the senator says, to find a way for us to be able to move forward without this deficit hanging over our heads, it's an unbelievable experience, but I also understand what that means to ourselves, and that means we have to be even more prudent about the way we do business. We have to do it. We have to do it right. That means people are seeing that we're being successful. Doesn't mean it's easy, and it doesn't mean it's going to get easier because costs continue to go up. Travel, budgets, if they stay the same, it's going to continue to be even more and more of a challenge to our team. So we got to find a way to balance those two out. But I'm really excited about the opportunity. Really excited about where this can really give us a chance to really reinvest back into the programs that we haven't been able to for at least the last 5 years.
Yeah, I try to explain to people about what a flat budget means. And I think your budget, athletic department's budget, has been flat for at least 5 and probably more than that. You talk about increasing costs of travel and lodging and food and housing. People don't ever think about the cost of scholarships. When you hear tuition is raised on UNM's campus, UNM Athletics pays for those scholarships to campus. From what I understand, there's been mandatory raises, right, mandated by legislature. So that means everybody in your department, which is great. I think it's great that everybody gets a raise, but that comes out of that flat budget. So when you have a flat budget, it actually means you have a decreasing budget. Yeah, it's a great point. We work with what we have. It's a really unfortunate situation in regards to the salaries. I would love for everybody to continue to get raises. There, many of the people that have been working in our department haven't had raises in many years until these last couple. When you hear about mandatory salary raises, what we do as a department, I made a decision that anybody who's on a contract is exempt from that portion. Everybody else is mandatory. We have to do it. Unlike the university, that they do get some assistance from the state for those raises, we as an auxiliary athletic department, we don't get those financial benefits. So any raises that are mandatory for us to do comes out of our budget. It is exactly what you see. Whatever we have to figure it out. So that's a big, big concern, not because we don't want to do it, but more so because of the challenging, where does it come from? Then you're trying to be fiscally responsible and yet take care of your people. It's a tough puzzle. I just don't think people realize where some of the money goes. And I hear all the time about they're putting money at it. I don't think people realize that athletics pays for those scholarships. That you're giving people. Let me add that too, Jeff, if you don't mind, because I want to hit this one. I apologize for interrupting, but my thing is tuitions, fees, increases, any of those are all necessary for the betterment of the university. They have to find a way to kind of increase their revenue so that they can support all programs on campus. So I understand the importance of that. But just as you're mentioning, it's unusual for us as an auxiliary. We do pay for every scholarship, every fee increase, any tuition increase, fee increase, scholarships, that comes out of our budget. We pay the university for those opportunities. So as great as it is for the university, it becomes a challenge for us. So we're here looking at this saying we understand it, we get it. I'm on the budget leadership team for the university, so I understand all the decisions that are being made for the budget as a whole, but I also sit there and say, where is this going to come from for athletics? So that's where when you sit down with the legislators, you sit down with the university, you sit down with our donors, I have to be prudent and tell them the facts so they understand, look, nobody's trying to do anything unusual here, but you need to understand why it becomes more of a challenge every year for our budgets to be balanced and for us to do, be able to give our student athletes what they need to be successful at this level. Yeah, it's a tough puzzle. All right, winning's fun. I'll see you later today. Woof, woof, woof. By the way, I was walking down the strip, going from your party to where I went and had dinner, and I saw some Lobo fans wearing a sweatshirt. And you know how people from Alabama say Roll Tide or SC says fight on. I just said woof, 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 and they're like woof, woof, woof. So it works. Walking down the strip. Who knows? Well, we got to work on your woof, woof, woof a little bit. I'll get with you before the game today, see if I can give you a little tip or anything. Yeah, I'll get a little more rest, and I'll work on that.
You guys have a great time. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Eddie Nunez, the athletic director at the University of New Mexico. I just, JJ, I think some of that stuff is, you read headlines, you don't really understand it, and I just wanted him to kind of go into it a little bit.
Yeah, tough to fit all in one segment, but some good stuff there.
Yeah. And he'll come by anytime we want and go deeper into it. All right, we better break. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The legend lives here.
You don't have to clamor for respect.
Which XFL adaptation would you want to take to the NFL first? Immediate sideline interviews people liked.
If I get to cover Tampa Bay with Jameis Winston, I'm all over that.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, Jameis, come on back over. You just threw a touchdown pass, but then you just threw a pick six. Give me the difference in emotions there that you feel.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekdays at 1. 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
America is a great big country.
Filled with all kinds of different people.
Young,
Old.
city people,
Country folk.
and everything in between.
And every one of us matters.
So we all should count, right?
That's why the 2020 census
wants to make sure we're all counted.
Why is it so important?
Because the census helps inform how hundreds of billions of dollars will be spent each year for things like
New roads, health clinics,
even more school programs.
It also decides your state's congressional representation.
It's just too important to miss.
So be counted and make sure
Your neighborhood counts.
Your family counts.
Take the 2020 census.
Take the 2020 census.
Come on, take the 2020 census.
And make sure you count.
Shape your future. Start here. Learn more at 2020census.gov. Paid for by U.S. Census Bureau.
Hi, it's me, your nose. I'm so congested. Use the Vicks Sidex nasal spray, would you? Mouth breather. Yeah, the Vicks Sidex nasal spray. Starts working in seconds and lasts for up to 12 hours.
I can breathe again. Vicks Sinex nasal spray is incredible. I feel like a whole new nose. Oh, let's buy a new car so we can smell it. Oh, we're really breathing now.
For nasal congestion relief, get Vicks Sinex and breathe freely fast. Use as directed.
You see them all around town. Cintas trucks and their service reps taking care of customers. When companies use Cintas, you know they're confident and ready. Cintas helps with their fire protection and first aid and safety programs, handles their apparel solutions, and helps keep their facility and restrooms clean and stocked. So you know those companies care about their employees, facilities, and image. When all those things work together, they're ready for business.
Oh, I'm ready!
Get Cintas and get ready for the workday.
The UNM Anderson School of Management invites you to attend the 31st Annual Hall of Fame Awards Banquet and Student Scholarship Fundraiser Thursday, March 12th from 5:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Embassy Suites. The Anderson Hall of Fame celebrates extraordinary alumni who've achieved professional success and have made significant contributions to their community. The Anderson School of Management is dedicated to excellence in professional management education. Individual tickets and tables are still available for the Hall of Fame Awards Banquet, which is the biggest student scholarship fundraiser of the year. Be there to bid during the live auction for a trip for two to a Dallas Cowboy game that includes a private air charter, club tickets, and private access to the pavilion where players enter and exit the field, or an E&J Gallo winery experience for 8 people. To purchase tickets or for more information, please visit mgt.unm.edu. Join us Thursday, March 12th for the UNM Anderson School of Management Hall of Fame Banquet. All proceeds from the event help fund scholarships awarded to deserving New Mexico students.
Attention! If you're in debt to the IRS and frustrated with your options, for a limited time you can call and quickly check your eligibility for the Fresh Start programs offered by the IRS to reduce or even eliminate your tax problem. Through this special toll-free hotline number, you can find out in minutes if you qualify for these powerful new debt reduction programs green-lighted by the IRS for 2019. If you have unfiled tax returns, under audit, have a wage or bank levy, or just want to know your options, business or personal, Republic Tax Relief's A-plus rated tax relief system has helped thousands stop IRS collections immediately and saved millions in tax debt. These relief programs will not last forever. Call the hotline number now, 800-364-1399. That's 800-364-1399. Check your eligibility for tax debt savings today. Call 800-364-1399. That's 800-364-1399.
This is not what I thought I was ordering. Now I gotta return it.
Well, there's no need to shop online anyway. We've got a great place here in town that makes all the hassles go away.
I know, American Home Furniture Outlet and Clearance Center.
They've got exactly what you want in stock.
And you can even get it delivered today. It's easy and convenient.
Great quality items for every room in your home. Beds, tables, chairs, sofas, mattresses, rugs, and so much more.
And don't forget they're local.
And if you do have an issue, you can talk to a real person. No trying to figure out how to ship it back.
I should have remembered. It's also the clearance center for all their locations.
Right. Canceled special orders, floor samples, closeouts, overstocked, and one-of-a-kinds.
There's new items and new markdowns almost every day, too.
And many of the items are at, near, or below cost. Quantities are limited, and when they're gone, they're gone.
Plus, there's great financing options available. Financing is subject to credit approval. American Home credit card accounts are issued by Comenity Bank.
Remember, the American Home Furniture Outlet and Clearance Center, I-25 in Comanche.
The Jim Rome Show is up next at 10. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Morning in Vegas. It's always such an interesting time to roll through. We're here for you in Las Vegas, where the Mountain West Conference Tournament is taking place. Lobos will play Utah State tonight, 7 o'clock over on News Radio KKOB. Here, thanks to 5 great conference tournament sponsors who made sure that we got here for you. Rudy Chavez, attorney at law. Remember, Saul calls Rudy. Airport parking, you can park for less than half the price of Sunport parking. Hooters, your college hoops headquarters. American Home Furniture and Mattress, they guarantee you'll pay less. And 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK. Call attorney Clay Miller at 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK. Anything stand out to you from what Eddie had to say?
People will probably be hopefully glad to hear about the budget and the work that they put towards the deficit the last 2 years, the position that they're able to put themselves in moving forward. I'm sure that there's a lot more people. I'd like to go a little bit deeper into the postseason evaluation conversation when it comes to coaches and what that process is like.
Yeah, I don't know how much meat you would get as far as details out of what's said, but as far as what the process is and what it is you want to hear and what you want to discuss, I think is fair. I bring this up periodically because I don't think people factor this in when they like, budgets is a mind-numbing subject, right? You have a conversation like you don't care as much as we say we do, and I honestly don't. Where the money goes, just did they win or did they lose? How's the program performing, right? That's what sports fans care about, correct?
That is correct.
You don't care how much Jerry Jones is going to spend on Dak Prescott, $33 million, $28 million, whatever. Just go out and did they win? But for especially at this place where every dollar is counted, where you've got a former athletic director who's accused of we'll talk about $28,000, $25,000 and the AG's after him, and it's public money, and I understand it. It's a big deal, but JJ, I don't think people realize that scholarships are not free. That doesn't mean the university is waiving tuition for these student athletes. Athletics has to pay for all these scholarships. Now, not all 450 or whatever student athletes are on full scholarships, but they're responsible for that. The travel, housing these student athletes, that's not free. That comes out of that budget. The mandated raises. And I just don't think people recognize that. And when you have a budget that is flat, you go backwards. And I've advocated for a while, and I've told you this. I think athletics is under budgeted. I think they're underfunded from the institutional and state level, and I get a lot of grief for that. And it's public money, and damn it, Jeff, the police should get that. All that's right. But when you look at the pure institutions in this league, they're underfunded. I just don't think people realize where so much of that budget goes.
Yeah, and it's something that when you're struggling, and then you have the stories on top of it, that's when people get into it and they're saying, well, what's going on? You can't win. You're having all these problems. You're having this and that go down. AG's looking into you. So it compounds when you just don't have winning to fall back on.
Yep, no, I think all that's right. All right, 505-246-0610. It's yours the rest of the way. 888-922-0610. Emails come in this morning, Jeff at 610knml.com, JJ at 610knml.com. You can find JJ on the Twitter at _JJ Buck, on the Facebook, the OD in the AM. Brutus said it's about effort. Lobos can play with anyone if they play with all-out effort in defense. Mm-hmm. The team that wants it more usually wins. Well, sometimes the other team's just better, right? I mean, don't you agree with that?
Yeah, but it's with this team, it comes down to the effort they put in on both sides of the floor, because you're not, at this point in time, able to just out-talent anyone. Not like the way this team was early in the season when they had their full roster and just getting by. Now it's about that extra work you put in this time of year.
Lynn says, I don't understand why they ask teams to play 5-6 games in a week, Jeff, only to have your champion now have to sit around and get stale for 2.5 weeks until the NCAA tournament. Couldn't they have moved the women out of Vegas for a year? You see the crowds. It's not like they could have drawn a few hundred folks elsewhere. Yeah, I guess they could have moved the women out. I'm going to tell you, and this is me guessing, and JJ, you've been to these things. I'm going to guess from the league office perspective, having both of their tournaments at the same time in the same place, being able to staff the tournament from the league side, it probably that's probably why they didn't move the women out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, just staffing, travel, all that.
This is a tough event to put on, and there's a lot. I mean, they're already here. Like about a half hour ago, Javen Hedlund and Stuart Buchanan and the Mountain West staff, John Sullivan, All-American John Sullivan, they came in here. They're already going. There's a lot that goes into one of these tournaments, and I'm just gonna guess, and probably economically, renting one building for a little longer as opposed to renting two buildings. And Lynn, it's a good point. I just think from a logistics standpoint and putting it on for the conference side, and I know other different places, but I think it just makes sense to have it all here from their aspect. 505-246-0610. Weir controls who plays. The bench is a huge motivator. Martin, he says, needs motivation. Do you think Zane Martin needs motivation?
I don't think he needs motivation. I think he played a bad game yesterday.
Played 21 and a half minutes. Did not score, but had 6 assists. What's his role? Is his role to score?
Because I think you go back to Saturday,
Some
he was a solid contributor in that win for them. So.
Yeah. He turned the ball over 4 times yesterday. I'm going to tell you tonight, and JJ, you and I agree on this, they cannot turn the ball over as much as they did and win tonight. 505-246-0610. I want to hear from you as we head towards the top of the hour. We've got a couple more segments in time for you. 888-922-0610. I want to tell you about Kirtland Federal Credit Union, the home loan professionals at their home loan center are experienced and so friendly. Are you a veteran? Kirtland Federal Credit Union knows VA loans. They can help you get the home you deserve. If you've never owned a home before, the team at Kirtland Federal Credit Union can help you understand the process and feel confident about purchasing your first home. If you already own a home, rates for refinancing are falling in 2020. Maybe the perfect time to refinance your home and lower your monthly payments. And if you're not familiar with home loan refinancing, Kirtland Federal Credit Union will help you see what it takes to refinancing and decide if it's the right solution for you. Every step of the process done in Albuquerque. You'll never send a payment out of state at Kirtland Federal Credit Union. Call them at 800-880-5328. That's 1-800-880-5328, or apply instantly online right now at www.kirtlandfcu.org/home loan. Kirtland Federal Credit Union, they're more than military. They are for life. Kirtland Federal Credit Union is an equal housing lender federally insured by the NCUA.
What you gotta do is give me some money, okay?
Get your share of free money. Your chance to win just by listening and texting. Listen for the national keyword at 8 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., and 4 p.m. When you hear it, text the national keyword to 95819. And you could win $1,000. It's that that easy. You're listening anyway. You love to text. And you like getting paid. We can't make it any easier than that. For complete rules and information, visit our website, sportsanimalabq.com. Free money. Free money. 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
Hi, I'm Preston Denard. As an NFL player, I took lots of hits on the playing field. Taking hits on my investments is not the right playing field. That's why I visited the professionals at Gateway for my investments and insurance. They took the time to create a game plan personalized for me.
Gateway takes the if out of life so you can live. Our focus is making sure you maintain your dignity when the expected or unexpected happen. Contact Gateway at 858-428-3929 or visit us at gfainvestments.com and request a free book. Take the if out of life and learn to live.
So don't get hit unexpectedly. Make sure you have the proper coverage and protection. Call Gateway at 858-428-3929. Now you can run and enjoy your quality of life.
Securities offered through registered representatives of Cambridge Investment Research Incorporated, a broker-dealer member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Cambridge Investment Research Advisors Incorporated, a registered investment advisor. Gateway Financial Advisors Incorporated and Cambridge Investment Research Incorporated are not affiliated.
America is a great big country.
Filled with all kinds of different people.
Young,
Old,
city people,
country folk,
and everything in between.
and every one of us matters.
So we all should count, right?
That's why the 2020 census
wants to make sure we're all counted.
Why is it so important?
Because the census helps inform how hundreds of billions of dollars will be spent each year for things like
new roads, health clinics,
even more school programs.
It also decides your state's congressional representation.
It's just too important to miss.
So be counted and make sure
your neighborhood counts.
Your family counts.
Take the 2020 census.
Take the 2020 census.
Come on, take the 2020 census.
And make sure you count.
Shape your future. Start here. Learn more at 2020census.gov. Paid for by U.S. Census Bureau.
Worldwide, every 2 minutes, a child is diagnosed with cancer. In the U.S., 1 in 5 will not survive. This is unacceptable. Conquering Kids' Cancers will take a bold statement. Shave your head in solidarity with kids fighting cancer and help fund life-saving research with the St. Baldrick's Foundation. Join us at the Santa Ana Star Center, noon to 4 p.m. on the 15th of March. It will take all of us to put an end to kids' cancers. Visit stbaldricks.org to learn more.
If you've been in a truck wreck, call expert attorney Clay Miller and his team at 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK. Clay and his law firm have the expertise and experience to take on the trucking companies. And not just big trucks, it's any truck. Delivery truck, dump truck, or even a plumbing company's pickup truck. 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK will be by your side and not stop fighting until you receive everything you deserve so you can put your life back together. 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK. Put it in your phone or reach them at 1-800-TRUCKWRECK.com.
There's only one thing you can think of when you think of Hooters. Wings. More styles, better flavors, and fresher wings. You can only be in the original American wing joint. Get them smoked, bacon wrapped, original style, and now introducing new roasted wings. Roasted crispy to seal in the flavor and seal out half the calories. One taste and you'll think of nothing else. Hooters, the original American wing joint. Hooters on the east side at San Mateo and Montgomery, or west side at Alameda and Coors Road.
If you own an SUV or light truck, finding the perfect tire just got easier. Let Leonard Tire and
Hey JJ,
show you what the Yokohama Geolander HT Geo 56 can.
Hey JJ.
Longest lasting tires on the road, is built for all-weather handling and offers an amazingly.
Hey JJ. Jeff asked it was cool if use the Paul Weir sound. This next segment.
And get one free at Leonard Tire and Automotive Repair, your full-service auto shop, 2nd and Lomas or Eubank and Manal.
Catch the Sports Bar with Michael and Mike. Local talk today at 3, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
JJ Buck's got some fresh coffee, just loaded up on his coffee with 2 or 3 sweeteners in there. What do you put?
2.
J. Pole got his little shot glasses of coffee today?
Nope, I left my mug.
Got his mug.
Check you out.
Moving
Look
up.
at you. You once were new, and now you're a veteran.
Yeah.
Talking myself on
That's
ProView.
good. That's good. It's good. It's the opening drive. On ProView Networks, J. Pole producing for you. You can watch us worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com and, of course, on our Facebook page, the OD and the AM. Comcast Channel 26 around the state of New Mexico. All right, I got a trivia question for you. Ready? I'm just going through the Mountain West program. Women's Mountain West Conference tournament. One person has repeated as the winner of the championship MVP honor. She's a Lobo, and she did it 3 times. Who is the only person to be a repeat winner of the conference tournament MVP on the women's side and did it 3 times? You know who it was?
No.
Dion Marsh. 2005, 7, and 8. So she did it as a freshman, a junior, and a senior. Back when the Lobos were winning championships around here. They beat Utah 47-37 in 05. And then they beat BYU 63-49 in 07 and beat San Diego State by 3 points in 2008. I was looking back at some of the names on the all-tournament team. Lindsay Art and Mandy Moore. And you had some players come through here. Becky Hammond's in here too, by the way, in this book. Anyway, just a little trivia for you. Back in the day. It's the opening drive. Jeff's JJ. He's in Albuquerque, and I'm in Vegas. I want to say thank you again to 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK. Attorney Clay Miller. Call him at 1-800-TRUCK-WRECK. American Home Furniture and Mattress. They guarantee you'll pay less. Hooters, your college sports hoops headquarters. Airport parking, park for less than half the price of the Sunport. And Rudy Chavez, attorney at law. Remember, Saul calls Rudy. All right, do you want to hear some sound from Paul Weir after
What
the
did
game
Paul
yesterday?
have to say yesterday?
Well, he was in a good mood. He had his red sweater on. He showed up at the event for all the woof woof woofers and spoke after the game, and then went and watched some video. Michael, let's just start off, and this is I talked to him about the win and just getting one going and feeling good about yourself.
It's a lot of guys kind of first times in this tournament, and a lot of fans here. You know, that pressure can kind of turn the other way. They had a couple of kind of broken plays, made a 3. They got excited on the other end, and for us to kind of bounce back from that, I thought showed a lot. I was really proud of our guys. I told them that at halftime to just kind of work through that, and that was really enough for the game. Second half, I thought San Jose kept fighting and digging and clawing, and we kept trying to keeping them at bay. You're getting to that prevent kind of a game, but we closed it out and survived in advance. I told them for the game, win by 1, win by 50. I don't care. Let's just get to tomorrow.
And they'll get to tomorrow, which is today, and play Utah State. Did you feel that way? I mean, at halftime, I didn't see your tweet, but it sounds like you felt it was over at halftime too.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. All right, Kurt Wegscheider's getting some time. He did not start yesterday, but played significant minutes. Here's all on his freshman, who's been seeing a lot more minutes over the last few weeks.
It's our 5 probably best players, but right now they're not doing what I'd love them to do as a unit. Kurt going in there just helps. He's a ball mover. He's a defender. He's just a glue kind of guy that I think helps that whole unit operate as it should. So I thought Kurt had a lot to do with it just as far as his impact on the game. And then obviously, San Jose maybe missed some shots along the way as well.
All right. And Wegscheider played 26 minutes yesterday. Didn't give you a bunch of points, scored 2. Well, he actually took 5 shots, but Paul really likes him. I don't know where I am on Wegscheider. Are you? He gives you minutes. He doesn't hurt you. That's kind of where I am. Where are you?
I like the minutes he's giving the Lobos because that's an area that they've lacked. And up until this final week, you're wondering who's at least going to play defense, who's going to lock in, who's going to grind, and he's giving you those kind of minutes, to be another guy similar to Malawach, kind of fits in, isn't going to do too much, but you're going to get a positive somewhere, and that's what he's been on the defensive end.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're pretty similar then. He didn't hurt you. I don't think he's going to win you a game, but if he's going to go out and give you energy and facilitate a little bit and play some defense, I'm down with it. Did you look at the stat free throws? Now, they didn't shoot a ton of them, but did you see their numbers from the free throw line?
Mm-hmm.
14 out of 14. It'll win you games in March, and Paul was asked about going 14 of 14 from the free throw line.
We've shot a lot lately. We missed those 2 free throws at Air Force that bothered me. We missed those 2 free throws at Fresno that bothered me, and all we've been doing is shooting a lot of free throws lately. So hopefully that can continue. We've dropped some games here lately, and that free throw line's bugged me. So we spent a lot of time there.
Yeah. Not as much yesterday, but yesterday was a weird game. After the first 4-minute segment, when it was 8-4, San Jose State. They went on the 21-0 run. Yesterday was one of those. God, JJ, I can't even recall the last time. I guess it was probably the San Jose State game at home where you felt, yeah, this game's never in doubt, right?
Yeah, probably go back to that last one.
So, to me, it was just an anomaly. All right. I asked Paul specifically about Vance Jackson, and I think I phrased the question something. Vance was special today. Talk about his play a little bit, and here's what Paul had to say about Vance Jackson.
I thought before he got hurt, he was really starting to turn the corner this year. He was starting to make shots. He was shooting the ball at a really high clip, and then he got hurt, and it kind of set him back. It set us back. And now that he's back out there, he's come back, and he's shooting the ball really, really well. I mean, he's in a rhythm, and I'm glad it's happening now, and hopefully it'll continue for one more game.
Yeah, they need him today. I expect a really good Vance today. But, JJ, I firmly feel – and now they got double digits from Malawach. He scored 22. Manigault, somebody else, and I'm looking at Jaquan Lyle. But somebody else has to step up if they're going to win tonight.
Oh, of course, to beat a team like Utah State again within the span of a week and knowing that it's a conference tournament. And all these teams are going to be ready, but also that little bit extra for Utah State. They lose this game. Their NCAA tournament hope is done. Like they're not going to get in. There's conference tournaments upcoming, and we're talking with Jerry. It's not about your conference and where you play. It's about just who you play and what your resume looks like. Other teams' resumes are going to improve, whereas Utah State's would be finished, and there's not enough to get them into the NCAA tournament as they sit right now. So you got that added on top of it, with it being a conference tournament game, or a chance to move on to the semifinals. So it's going to be a great game tonight. I really do think it's going to be a good basketball game between these two. And I'm leaning towards Utah State, but I got New Mexico to cover in that case, but that means they're going to have a chance to win this game late. And what that comes down to is execution from everyone on that basketball court. The edge they have defensively and just moving the basketball, hitting some outside shots, and that player you go to, and you've talked about it, it's can you get 3 to 4 3-point makes from Lyle in a good game where you don't look down and it's not a 3 of 14 night, but a in control night overall with some buckets.
Well, I think we agree on that. All right, when we come back, we'll hear what Paul had to say about staying positive and his perspective on this, as well as defense. I want to tell you about my friends at On the Spot Auto Detailing, because I think they're phenomenal. What they do and how they do it is spectacular. On the Spot Auto Detailing doesn't just clean your car. They detail your car. Inside, outside, they've got this wax job that is terrific, all the way up to a ceramic coating that'll last up to 5 years. The bottom line is you got a lot invested in your car. Make sure you protect it, and you don't have to take it anywhere, because On the Spot Auto Detailing comes to you. They come to your home. They come to your office. They'll give it the thorough inside and out cleaning. When they're done, it'll look like it just came off the lot, like that day when it was brand new. Those car washes, maybe you take it to, stand in line, about 7 minutes and they're done. 7 minutes. I don't know how good that could be, but On the Spot Auto Detailing will spend an hour, maybe more, make sure they get the job done right. Call them. They are spectacular. On the Spot Auto Detailing, 505-859-2859, 505-859-2859, or go to otsdetailing.com.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible, world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit thelagunaburger.com. It's fresh with a kick. Take 32.
Lava Rock Brewing Company, conveniently located on Albuquerque's west side, just south of I-40. You can come on in, enjoy our pizza, pasta, burgers, and more by Matucci's. It's all at Lava Rock. Lava Rock Brewing Company, come on in.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
The Lascombe family has been growing and crafting wine in New Mexico since 1981. Formerly known as St. Clair Winery, we're going back to our roots and honoring our founders, Danielle and Hervé Lascombe. Today, our D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro locations continue to deliver the exceptional wine and food experience you've come to expect from the Lascombe family. Visit us and enjoy a culmination of our 6th-generation winemaking legacy and unique, perfectly paired foods. D.H. Lascombe Winery and Bistro.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the
Vegas, Jeff Siembieda at the Mountain West Conference Tournament at the Thomas & Mack Center. JJ Buck back in downtown Borque. You get sweet deals tomorrow. See, look at you. You don't want to be on this trip.
Oh no, why would I want to be in Las Vegas when I could?
That's what I'm saying.
Get 1/8 of a sandwich tomorrow.
You can have 2/8 if you want. Nobody's gonna check.
No.
I mean, you saw.
I'm not going
right?
to be that guy.
How many?
I'm gonna take more than one.
How many eighths of a sandwich did Josh take the other day? That's all. Good
question.
Yeah, I'm just saying. All right, let's wrap up the Paul Weir Sound, and you can get in at 505-246-0610 or 888-922-0610. He was asked about just perspective and staying positive. And if this is the clip, I think it is, Mike. I think his answer was really interesting. Here's Paul after last night's game on just the mindset of his club.
It's a good group, man. We've stayed in a really good place. I mean, there hasn't been a lot of negativity. There hasn't been a lot of adversity. I know externally there seems like there are. I know there's some noise in certain areas, but like just our group of guys, we're a positive, happy group, and we just want to play hard and have fun playing basketball.
Does that surprise you? Do you believe it, first of all?
Initially, you want to say no, but what I've seen out of the last week, I buy it. Like I think you can change. Like despite everything that's gone on and all the talk about, well, you can't erase the past. Absolutely, but you can change what happens next. And I think this basketball team for the last week has done that.
Yeah, I think they might be there now. When he said it might look like it from the outside, I think there was some stuff going on internally. Now they might be at a place now where let's play as much basketball as we can and bang through this, and play for whatever it is you're playing for, whether it's me or you or whatever. I'm not certain that I totally buy into the, they never. He didn't say it in these words, but there was never a fracture internally. I struggle with that a little bit. But whatever it is, I mean, for the first time in 2 months, they've won back-to-back games. That's worth something, isn't it? So
it's worth it now. You're staying alive.
Yeah, you're playing tonight. All right, last one on defense and what it takes defensively, because they've certainly taken a rap in regards to how they play defense.
I feel really good about where our defense is at. I thought we did a great job on Utah State. I thought we did a really good job against a good Air Force team tonight again as well. Our half-court defense in particular is the best it's been all season as far as game by game by game. So I'm really happy about the guys' buy-in at that end, their understanding of what we're trying to do and the game plans, and we just now need to do it for one more game.
Yeah, well, more than one, but you got to do it for one more to get to another one. I don't know what the goal is, right? Is the goal to win a couple? Like, do you think they want to just exceed expectations, or is it just
goal is to win the conference tournament?
It should be, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now let's see. I mean, when we're sitting here tomorrow morning, let's see what we're talking about. You expect a good one today. You expect. It sounds like you're where I am. You expect a contest that can go either way and them to lose by about 6 points.
I do, and I just saw an updated line. The Lobos are 12-point dogs. Like, this doesn't make sense to me for the Lobos to be 12-point dogs and Wyoming to be 10-point dogs to Nevada. So those are a couple that are jumping out to me. I'm on New Mexico,
one makes sense to me.
And I'm on Nevada.
Nevada makes sense.
And Nevada's going to beat
I'm on
Wyoming by
Nevada.
more than 10 points.
Yeah, I'm totally on Nevada. I think I'm on Nevada. I'm on what's San Diego State 10 points over Air Force?
I think that's like 17.
Oh, that's too many.
Double check that.
Yeah, that's too many. I like UNLV. I think it was like 3 over Boise State, 2.5 for 3. Even though Mitru Long's not going to play, but I like the way they've been playing.
So Air Force building is 17-point dog. Boise State 1-point dog.
Yeah. It's hard. Boy, it's only 1.
Yeah,
I like Vegas. I wouldn't touch the San Diego State game. It's hard to lay 17 points in a conference tournament game, isn't it?
It is.
It's just and 17 points for a team who likes to slow it down and limit possessions. I just that's too much for me to touch that. I do like New Mexico getting 12, and I like Nevada with the laying 10. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like all of those. All right. What else? I mean, I know this is where we spent all our time today, but that's why we're here, and this is the big interest. What else did I miss today? Anything?
Nothing today.
All right. Got the big Aggie game tonight. Senior night down in Las Cruces, New Mexico State. You told me that they're trying to become just the 3rd team in the history of the WAC to run the table in conference play?
Yeah, they'd just be the 3rd team. I don't know what the other 2 are.
To me. I'm going to guess. I mean,
have to look them up, but it would just be the 3rd team in the WAC history.
Yeah, I mean, if you start thinking WAC teams and the BYUs and the Utahs and the New Mexico teams and the UTEP teams back in the day, and there have been some really good WAC
So it's TCU, they went 14-0, 97, 98, and Utah
I wouldn't have thought of that.
went 14-0 and 98, 99.
So back-to-back years?
Yeah.
2 years separated. I would not have thought TCU. 97 TCU. Boy, that doesn't even step out. That was Billy Tubbs was the coach, but that doesn't even jump out to me. The Utah team in 99, was that the Van Horn team? Keith Van Horn? Because they got a high seed. Interesting. And they were both 14-0, and the Aggies are trying to go 16-0. So, yeah, we'll have senior night down there tonight.
And something else to watch out for is UMKC. They just announced they will not travel to Seattle for their last WAC game, and Chicago State. You have to call Chicago State questionable to even show up to the WAC tournament now, on top of everything that's going on. So that could mean a first round bye for New Mexico State if Chicago State decides not to show up. And I don't even know if Chicago State will ever play another Division I basketball game.
Yeah, no, you said that yesterday. So Seattle's kind of the epicenter right now in our country, right, for coronavirus. And I pardon me for my ignorance on this. I really was out of the news loop yesterday. But it feels like, Seattle's kind of a spot, right, where
2 minutes,
where there's been a lot of cases, and it's going to be interesting. There's been a lot of talk. I was in some conversations yesterday just about different events and how, they're going to handle things. Because it's going to get worse before it gets better. So this one's interesting. All right. What do you got going today? Hoops?
Hoops.
Just some hoops?
Just hoops.
Hoops and kid?
Hoops and kid.
All right. J-Pole, you going to go do some testing today? Is that what you got to go do?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. All right. Who's in tomorrow? Is it you, Josh,
I think
Alden?
it's Josh.
All right.
JB.
Yeah, he enjoys those Fridays because usually it's fed.
Yeah. I got Cheetos today.
Ooh.
Cheetos and eggs.
1 minute.
Eggs in a muffin pan.
Yes.
Eggs in a muffin pan. All right. Thank you to Jerry Palm from CBS Sports. He was with us today. Eddie Nunez, the athletic director at UNM, was also with us. Jim Rome Show is next. The Dan Patrick Show's after that. The Sports Bar is this afternoon at 3. Lobo basketball over on News Radio KKOB will start at 6:30 this evening. The Mac Center quarterfinal and Utah State Conference tournament. Enjoy your day.
30.
I should be able to make it back here for a show tomorrow morning, if you're cool with that.
Sounds good. Talk tomorrow.
All right. Go out and be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring.
15.
Micah, great work. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Jill.
The world-famous Laguna Burger is beautifully handcrafted. A burger that's created from certified Angus beef, sinfully cooked to juicy perfection, and garnished with New Mexico's Hatch green chili. Tempt your taste buds with mouth-watering fresh ingredients.
Cut! We're gonna need another Laguna Burger. Try the irresistible world-famous Laguna Burger. Visit the